Ready in the chat. Hey, everybody. Man, you guys are flying there. Woohoo. Oh, maybe I started too early. Hey, everybody. What's happening? Welcome to Flippin' CDs number 2, The Return. I'm so excited to see everybody in the chat, and it's going to be an awesome night. Now, little bit of housekeeping. There will be, this is the first time this has ever happened. There will be a short bathroom break in the middle. So when I set out to do this one, even if you look at the original post where I'm like, hey, it's coming up, get signed up. I had a very ambitious goals of teaching you all of this. And then I realized, oh my, that would make like a 9-hour presentation. So there will be Flippin' CDs number 3 in the future. So I had to cut out some of those things. And even with that, I ended up with about 300 slides. So it's going to be an amazing web class tonight, but we will have a quick 5-minute bathroom break. If you don't have to go to the bathroom, I will be just hanging out here answering any questions up until that point. So if you do go to the bathroom, do refresh your cocktail. And speaking of, cheers, everybody. Make sure to come back as quick as possible because I will be answering questions. 30 seconds? Okay.
You started talking and mine didn't even start.
Yeah. What's wrong with a 9-hour presentation? Well, nothing. But, you know, when you started at 8 o'clock East Coast, I don't expect many people to be up at 3 a.m. So, but you know, altogether, all the web classes I've done on Flippin' Media, we're over 10. After tonight, we'll be well over 10 hours by now. So when you put those all together, it's going to be an amazing tool for you to make a lot of money. So let's see who's in the chat. Oh, Janet saw my shirt. Janet saw my Clay Aiken shirt. Now, for those of you, I just sold a CD. Let's see how good it is. Please be good. Please be good. Please be good. $20 CD. I'll take it. So if you remember Flippin' CDs number 1, and some of you just watched in the last day or two, I was wearing a what t-shirt? Yep, Sid Vicious. So I figured this would be the alter ego, the exact opposite of Sid Vicious. So I like Clay. I'm not like a huge Clay Aiken fan, but I threw to this shirt in my size. So I'm like, what the hell? Thought it'd be fun. So hey, Danny. Hey, Becky. Hey, John. Hey, Paul. Sarah. I saw my mom fly by. Oh, yeah, I can do that. So if you see, there's a way. How do you do it, hon?
See, under chat mode, if you click mark as a question and then you type something, it should show up with a Q next to it.
All right. So there is a way to type questions so we can see that they're questions. If you click chat mode in the bottom there, will you demonstrate, please?
Right, I just did. Okay.
So Stacy, you're going to see Stacy's pop up here in a second. Oh, I'm so far away. Wait a minute. Is it at the bottom or the...
So at the bottom, it says chat mode.
Yep, chat mode. Oh, there it is.
Hover over that says mark as a question.
See how Stacy's got a little Q next to her name? So when we get to the question part, which will be the middle and then definitely the end. Anything we don't catch at the middle, we will finish at the end and answer all your questions. So it is so much easier if you click the chat mode and send it as a question. It'll be easier to see. Hey, Craig. Hey, Candace. Hey, Sandra. Hi, Ma. What's happening, everybody? And Laura, what's going on? All right, so let's get into what time we got here. 5:04, yeah. All right, let's get into a little bit of intro. I know some people are still getting registered, and I'm okay with that. But let me tell you that why you're listening to me tonight. So this is a Jason Thrift's web class. Welcome to it. Thank you very much. And how I became an expert in CDs. Now, for those of you who watched Flippin' CDs number 1, you'll know this. This will be new to you, and for those of you just watching number 2. But this will be a little bit of the repeat. But everything after this point will be brand new. All right, not the best quality photo, but I didn't have time to take a fresh one. This is my current CD collection. Like, walk into this room and they're sitting there. So I still have 4,000 CDs alphabetized, categorized, and on display because I'm a big old music nerd collector. So I'm the perfect person to be teaching you all about this. Great. I see that question. What are you drinking? I'm drinking a combination of Brinley's Gold coconut rum and Mount Gay extra old rum with some Diet Coke and lime. All right. So that's my collection. And I've been a big music fan and nerd forever. I can remember my first 8-track record and CD. I do not remember my first cassette. But in 1978, my mom bought me a little portable 8-track player with one single speaker. And I played Kiss Double Platinum until it was wore out. In 1979, now I had other records I just kind of inherited from my parents. But 1979, I remember buying my first record thanks to my uncle. Introduced me to the Charlie Daniels Band, Million Mile Reflections, and then he threw me on the back of his motorcycle and went and saw Charlie a year later. That was my first real concert. And then CDs come out, and for all you old school hip hop heads, my first CD was House Party Soundtrack. House Party. Didn't even have the cover, but I saw it. It was like $8. I'm like, I want that. And I played this till it was warped. So late 90s, I'm working a career where nothing happened in the wintertime. So I had all this free time. And I'm like, you know what? If I go get a job at the local record store, not only will I make a little extra money at the holiday time, I'll have a discount for music. So I went and got a job here as just counter help. So I was like 30 years old, and everyone else, other than the managerial staff, was like 18-year-olds. But I enjoyed it so much. I said, hey, I'd like to come work full time. But I have to come in as a manager. And they said, no problem. We love you. So I came in as a manager and worked. And this is in Elyria, Ohio, where my wife and I had our first house after we got married. I then worked myself into a position where we were redoing every store, and they had stores in Detroit, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. So I worked for a year in Detroit, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. And I was constantly on the road back and forth between these three cities, setting up computers, inventorying the stores. So not only did I get this great working knowledge of how a CD store works, I saw it in three different areas because music stores in different areas are different. So it was really great to see that. And then I got laid off. I wish I had sound effects in here. Laid off. And so for about 2 weeks, I sat at home, sucked my thumb, and said, wondered how in the heck are we going to pay the mortgage? And so to end my sadness, I went to a record store, not the one I worked for, but a different one called Record Revolution, or Record Rev for short. And they had a table full of CDs for $1. And this is March of 2000. So here we are 20 years later, because what I did was I thought to myself, those dollar CDs have to be worth more than $1. So I cherry picked what I thought was the 20 best CDs. I went home and I taught myself how to sell online, how to ship, and how to ship internationally right from the jump. And within the first month and a half, I was shipping like 350 to 500 CDs every month, to a point where the post office yelled at me and said I was bringing in too many packages. So this is my 20th anniversary of selling CDs online. And that's why I would love to teach y'all, because I've made a lot of money and I want you to make a lot of money. But my record store career wasn't just done yet. My wife got transferred to Long Beach, California. And before I moved there, she moved before me. She says, hey, I found where you're going to work. I go, yeah, where? She goes, there's this store called Fingerprints. It's a record store that I can't stand, but you'll love. And she couldn't stand it because there was stacks and piles of CDs everywhere. And I got in and worked the counter and the floor for a little bit and said, hey, let me teach you how to sell online. And then I got to sit on my ass all day and sell CDs online for him. And then I left that job because Stacy got transferred to Santa Monica. And I went up and I worked at Tower Records in Santa Monica, which oddly enough at the time had just changed to they were trying out something new. They're going to try a combo Tower Records with taking in used stuff. And they called it Pugs, of all things. So crazy. For those who don't know, I have a pug. So I worked for Tower Records in Westwood, and then they closed that one down. And then I went to work for Tower Records in Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard. I was the nighttime manager. This was early 2000s. There was no downloading yet. No streaming. And, I was selling online, but that still wasn't a big thing yet. So if famous people wanted to buy stuff, they had to walk in and actually buy stuff. So it was a fun job to have. But I worked at night. I was the second shift, and my wife worked banker's hours. So I never saw her. So finally, there was a point where we were able to quit. And then I just went full bore selling online. So that brings us to today, or actually brings us to December, which is 2 months ago as of this recording. And I wanted to showcase how well I did in the month of December, because I had 127 transactions of CDs or cassettes. And of those 127 transactions, that equals $5,932.21. So $6,000 in used CDs and cassettes in December. Now, of course, December is always bigger because you got Christmas music, people buying presents, but that's what you can do. Now, I sold other things in December. I had a very robust December. I ended up doing $9,000 or $10,000 in sales altogether, but $6,000 of it was music. So, and just CDs and tapes. I also did some records and stuff too. But that's what can be done. So that's what I want to teach you tonight. And let's start right away with box sets. So box sets are where an artist has said, okay, I have got so much awesome music. Let's put it together in one big old box. And I got a couple examples live. Now that we got this nice little window, this is typically what you think of when you think of a box set. There it is. So this is Tom Petty playback. And then there are 6 CDs in there. And that's typically what you think of a box set. So this is something I've never talked about. And I always thought, man, I should be teaching box sets because there is a lot of money to be made in box sets. All right. So like I just said, this is a box set. Now, this is the Aerosmith box set. What's cool about it, usually nowadays, they try to make box sets a little more unique. This Tom Petty is very plain and boring, very rectangular. This one, see that it's called the box of fire. See that matchstick? That's actually the handle to open up the box. So very cool. That's a box set. This is not a box set. Now, I don't have this handy, but Emancipation by Prince is 3 CDs. Just because there's 3 CDs does not mean it's a box set. This Smashing Pumpkins, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, it's 2 CDs. We do. And that's not a box set either. That is just a double CD. And even going a little bit deeper, this is the Flaming Lips, and this is called Zurika, and this is 4 CDs. So there's 2, and there's 2 more. Again, not a box set, just a 4 CD release. And this one's so unique that what you were supposed to do is get 4 boom boxes and push play all at the same time, and then these 4 CDs build a wall of sound around you. But just because there's 4 CDs in here, or there's 3 CDs in Prince Emancipation, does not mean it is a box set. All right. Now, there's always an ultimate of anything, whether it be a tiki mug, a Matchbox car, a Star Wars figure. Here is the ultimate in the box set. This is the Gene Simmons box set. I'm going to head over to the chat because I'm going to watch you guys here because I'm going to ask you a question. This is Gene Simmons box set. It is not Kiss. These are 11 CDs of unreleased Gene Simmons music. And it comes with this book, this 2-sided gold medallion. It's called the Vault. This is an actual 1.5 or 2 foot tall metal and wood vault. And the only Gene Simmons action figure without makeup. So it comes in 4 different ways, 4 different prices. What do you think the lowest price is? And what do you think the highest price is? So while I'm waiting for those guesses, I see you all have some questions. What I would do is save your questions till we get to the little break and then to the end. So write them down because I'm not going to stop along the way. I'm going to go right through. And then, like I said, at break time. All right. Oh, yeah. We're pretty quick here. Low 500, 65 to 200, 89 to 225, 400 to 900. Lisa just guessed one price, 1,000, 200 to 800. Okay, so most of you have no clue that Gene Simmons is the greatest marketer of rock music of all time. So you're all very, very, very low. Okay, so the cheapest way to buy this, it is $1,500. Let me get me out of the way. Let's put me down there. $1,500 is the cheapest way to go, and that is you buy it and it gets delivered to you. The second one, $2,000. And excuse me, if you are near where Kiss is having a concert and you buy it and you buy a ticket to the concert, you can pick it up for Gene backstage. So you basically pay an extra $500 to pick it up yourself. And then we go crazy. For $25,000, Gene will hand deliver it to your house. And then the ultimate, Gene will hand deliver it to your house, and you can have 12 friends staring at him when he gets there, and that will cost you $50,000. Now, of course, you can't flip the $50,000 or the $25,000 because that's an experience. But just to give you an idea, there is crazy money to be made in box sets. If you buy this box set in 10 years from now, $1,500, you're probably going to get a lot more money. All right. So first off, I like to teach what the common things are, the things that you would probably be like, oh, I've never bought box sets before. Oh, that looks something like I know. I'll probably buy that. The super duper common box sets are common for a reason. They have sold millions upon millions upon millions. So there's not a lot of money to be made. So here's some examples of ones of bands you know and ones you've probably seen. Garth Brooks, The Ultimate Collection, 10 disc set, just sold for $5.50. Garth Brooks, the original box set, 6 CDs from 1998, $5.94. Now, real quick side note, when you hear Garth Brooks as the all-time selling artist in terms of CDs, it's kind of bullshit, because when he sells these box sets, he has somehow figured out to make the charts, Billboard, count each box set as how many CDs are in there. So when he sells this box set of 6, it counts as 6 sales, but he'll sell them and this one at 10, he'll sell them at like Costco for like $30 for 10 CDs, but he gets credit for 10 sales, and that's bullshit right there. I don't buy that. Simon and Garfunkel, Old Friends box set. I think it's a 4 CD set, $6. The Police, Message in a Box, 4 CD set, $10. Aerosmith, Pandora box, 3 CD set, $10. Beach Boys, who doesn't love the Beach Boys? 30 Years of the Beach Boys, 5 CD set, $10. So as you can see, and it's not just because you know the artist, but these sold so well, there is no real market after the fact for them. Hey, come on, The Boss, Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run box set, which I have right here. Look at that. Ba-dow. Right there. Born to Run, great album, but there's so many out there. They're selling for $11.69, brand new. And Nirvana's huge, but pay attention. Remember this price, $12 for the entire box set, because we're going to talk about something else related to that box set later that you'll be surprised how much it's sold for. And Jimmy Buffett, this Boats, Beaches, Bars, and Ballads. Every Buffett fan has this. Every thrift store has one. Every record store has 3 or 4. $20 for the 4 CD set. And Skinner, the definitive Leonard Skinner 3 CD set, $24. Yeah, look at this. Doo-wop. There's a 1, a 2, and a 3, and together the 3 of them sold for $29. All right. So just because you see a popular artist, don't just say, oh, Jason said to skip the popular artist, because here's a tale of 2 box sets. Here's a few examples. Same artist, one box set is, that's amazing. And the other box set is, All right, who doesn't love ABBA? Here's a 9 CD set, ABBA, the albums, just sold for a whopping $19. Okay, that's not too exciting for a 9 CD box set. However, ABBA, the complete studio recordings, 9 CDs and 2 DVDs, just sold for $225. So you're going from $19 to $2.25. So just because they're popular doesn't mean you shouldn't look at it. You got to kind of look at everything, and you look at everything until you start understanding what you should be looking at. Elvis, Artist of the Century, 75 tracks, 3 CD box set, brand new, just sold for $8. And hey, Mom, don't get any ideas. This is not coming for your birthday coming up. Elvis Presley, the complete 30 CD box set, $900 at auction. Whoo! That's a lot of cheddar right there. All right, and then Billy Joel. This one's not bad, but still $37. It says like new, but the picture sure looks like it's sealed to me. So $37, 5 CD set, My Lives. But Billy Joel, the complete albums collection, 15 CD box set, limited edition, $221. So all these artists are realizing that the nerd collectors, the biggest fans, if they release these really epic box sets, 15 CDs, 30 CDs, they'll go out and buy them, and they'll pay crazy money. So that's what you're kind of keeping your eye out for. Okay, so most all box sets we've looked at so far are just box sets with CDs and perhaps DVDs, but there are plenty of box sets with specialty. They're called specialty box sets with extras. All right, so here's our first extra. I'm going to put me back up, y'all. Oh, no, actually, keep me down here. There we go. Our first extra. This is Gwen Stefani. It's just her regular album, the Love Angel Music Baby album, but it comes with, so as you can see, it sold for $37.90. Oops. It comes with a wallet. So here's the box set. So in this case, a little bit different. It's a 1 CD box set, but it comes with this pretty little kind of wallet thingy. So this is a specialty box set. So that's the kind of thing you keep your eye out for. It's not what you think of as the normal box set. All right, here's Duran Duran's big thing that was not oddly enough, was not a big album for them. But this promo box set comes with the CD, the cassette, a pin, and a booklet. And it just sold for $55 in only good condition. Here's how conditions work in CDs. New, pretty obvious. Like new, maybe you played it a couple times. Very good. You played it for a while. Good. You really love the heck out of it. And then poor or acceptable, it's kind of trashed. So this is only in good condition. It's still got $55. And here's what's in it. There's the CD, the pins in that little baggie, the cassette, and the booklet. Red Hot Chili Peppers, they had their album Stadium Arcadium come out. And this release comes housed in a box set with digipack that holds 2 CDs plus the DVD, 28-page heavy card booklet with photos and lyrics, a wooden spinning top, which includes 4 different interchangeable artworks, 4 different colored marbles, including one large one housed in a blue velvet bag, matchbook-style notepad, and then some artwork. So they took just a single release, but they added all these extras. So when you buy the CD, it's, $15.99. When you buy all this with all the extras, it's $90. Iron Maiden, one of my favorite bands. You can see over my shoulder, Iron Maiden t-shirt hanging up. This is the Eddie's. Eddie is their mascot. This is the Archives. It's a metal tin that's got this 3D raised Eddie's head and the little rivets around the side there. And so $165 inside of it. It comes with some CDs, a glass, and a parchment, all wrapped up with a little Eddie head. So as you can see, these are fun. Because they're not just the music, they're extra stuff too. Now, this is a really cool one. So the band Tool released this so long ago, this Salival box set, that you had the option of VHS or DVD. So you can tell this was not released in the last couple of years. So here, and there were some misprints in the booklet, and then they fixed it. So, of course, collectors look for the misprints. That's the kind of thing they love. But look, it's just a CD and the VHS just sold for $175. And then here's the DVD version with the misprints, $176. And this is only in good condition. And I myself, where the heck were we? Minneapolis, maybe? My wife and I were traveling at a record store, and this was sitting there for $49.99. And I'm like, oh my God, that's like $175. And when I rung out, the kid at the counter goes, I am shocked that's still here. I said, how long has it been here? He goes, like 4 or 5 days. So that tells me no collectors and no eBay sellers have been in that record store, because this should not still be sitting there for $50. I listed it online, sold it within 2 days for $175. So you got to keep your eyes peeled for the things that I'm teaching you, because they do show up. I don't teach you things other than obviously the Gene Simmons one might not show up, but most of the stuff I'm teaching you, I have sold or I see others sell, and it does show up. Here's a different Iron Maiden one that comes housed in Eddie's head. So here's a very good one that sold for $225. And here's a little better shot of Eddie's head. Another very good one that sold for $306. So very, very cool stuff. Really takes that music and the collectability to the next level. Here is the Genius of Miles Davis. It's 43 CDs in a trumpet case, and it's a collector's box set. So they did 2,000 of these, and it includes an exact replica of Miles' custom-made trumpet mouthpiece, a fine art lithograph by Miles, and a boutique quality T-shirt. I don't know what boutique means, but I guess fancy. So here's what is inside of it. So there is the music, there's the mouthpiece, there's the T-shirt, and there's the artwork. So they're really, really taking the next level. Now, here is a Kiss box set that I happen to have right there. There you go. Okay, this is the Kiss, the Definitive Collection. It comes in a mini guitar case, and as you can see, in very good condition. It sold for $110. So it's in the mini guitar case. It's got a booklet, and I think it's got a set list and some booklet, some notes and stuff. And that's what the guitar case looks like. So sold for $110. I have the 5 CDs that went in it, but I don't have the case or any of the extras. But not to worry, just the 5 CDs I can unload for $25. But here is really, we're once you start thinking about things like this, this person sold the case without the CDs. If you see the title, it says no CDs. Whatever CD cases he has in there, they're the wrong cases. They're the wrong Kiss cases. But he only sold for $19. He should have went to eBay, bought the set for $25, added it to his case, and then his cases now goes from being worth $20 to $120. That's what you got to do. Sometimes you can take you don't have the whole, you just got the part. But if you can find the other part to make it whole, boom, you're off and running. Because if you look at the pictures down below, he had the set list, the booklet, everything else. He just didn't have the CDs. Okay, so one of the other previous web classes I taught was in Flippin' CDs #1, and then a bonus web class after that. Anime. Anime is Japanese cartoons, basically, for really the most simplistic way to describe it. And a lot of the music from the different movies and shows end up being worth some money. And we talked about that in the singular, just one CD form. But there's some box sets that are crazy money. This is Hack Sign. It's a 5 CD box set. Now, I don't expect you to know Hack Sign. Let me tell you something. Let me take a sip first. One thing I don't really impress upon everyone enough is I don't know, and I've never heard of a lot of the music I've sold. I would say 50% of the things I sell, I've never even heard of. Never listened to it, never heard of. And so you don't have to know, you don't have to like it, you don't have to listen to it. But if you can do the research and you can see the value in it, you sell it. I have never seen Hack Sign. I've never heard this music. But if I found it, I would know to look it up. And there's the CDs. I would know it's worth $85. And that's how the CDs look. And that's anime. That's how anime looks. Very big eyes is the kind of the signature to anime. And this one's even better. Mask Rider Decade box set. And this is an anime game. So it's even better. $180. There it is. It's 6 CDs. Excuse me. So, keep your eyes peeled for things you have never, ever seen. All right. Now we're doing Flippin' CDs tonight, but I'd be a bad instructor if I didn't talk about cassettes a little bit, because I did a whole class on flipping cassettes. So let's look at some cassettes that do pretty well. Now, the Bruce Springsteen 30th anniversary run was only worth like $10, but if you have the Bruce Springsteen tracks on cassette, $30. So someone needed these four cassettes for $30. So don't shy away from cassettes. And then look, hey, does that look familiar? Here's the CD version. There's a cassette version. This seller sold 2 brand new for $50 each. Now the CD one is selling for around $100, give or take. So double, but still a cassette box set for $50, absolutely, especially in 2020. And that's how it looks on the inside. And then here's the ultimate. There's always an ultimate of everything. This is a Beatles box set. The top slides up like a roll top desk. $250. Now, they did put like new, but all the cassettes were still sealed. But they've opened it a few times. So at least they were honest about it, but still $250. Okay, so here is, oh crud, I don't think I have that handy. The Tori Amos one. Yeah, I don't have it handy. Here's the deal. So when box sets come out, the record store will get in advance, will get a sampler of the box set. So the goal is for the owner or the manager who orders to order the box set is to listen to the sampler and be like, oh my God, that's such good music. We have to buy a dozen of these or 100 of these or whatever. But the thing is, the box set samplers were never something commercially available for sale. So collectors want the sampler too. So remember that Nirvana box set, that the whole box set only sold for $12? Here is the sampler from that exact box set that the sampler sells for $10. So this is a case of, on this one specifically, there's nothing rare or different than the box set, but a collector wants every piece of everything that artist has ever put out. So they will for sure want this. Now, this is one of the better 80s box sets. I happen to have it right here. Let me move me up, make me bigger. Okay, so it's, oh my God, it's the 80s. There it is. And it's got this huge book. This is a whole book on the 80s. And it's got this pretty cool flips down. And then your CDs are back behind there. Very cool. So it's a really cool box set. And as you can see, even in good condition, the box set sells for $80. But if you find the sampler for the box set, you're going to get a good $15 for it. So it'll say sampler, it'll say promo. There won't be a barcode on any of these, so you'll kind of know when you find one. Okay, this is the piano collection by Tori Amos. It looks like real piano keys. This is three-dimensional. Again, it's kind of like these specialty box sets where they're something special. Oh, speaking of specialties, I forgot to show you my favorite one, so let me do that real quick, just to get you to understand how cool some of these are. This is the ZZ Top box set. It looks like an old tin shack. How cool is that? And it's 4 CDs, and you open the top of the shack up, and there they are. So as you can see, not every CD box set is just a square or rectangular box. All right, so this is the Tori Amos box set for $130. And I just found the sampler just last week at Savers, and the sampler sells for $20. So I was happy to pay Savers $1.40 for a CD that will get me $20. Schoolhouse Rocks box set. All right. I think most watching tonight are around my age. Conjunction Junction. What's your function? I mean, who didn't love Schoolhouse Rock? $96 for the box set, but the sampler gets $25. And it's so cool. They called it the Cliff Notes. I love that. That was just like that added extra little touch that people absolutely loved. Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me, the last song in the Breakfast Club. They had a 5-box CD set, and here's the sampler, $31 for the sampler. But then we get a little nutty. Here's the Kiss box set radio retail sampler, $150. And I wanted to point something out because this one made me laugh. Okay, great price. As you can see, no front artwork. There was back artwork, but no cover. And sometimes that's the case on promo samplers. Look at this. You can see the person taking the picture. If you look real close, for whatever weird reason, on the back of their iPhone, they have a piece of tape that they wrote eBay on. Do you see how there's a green rectangle in the middle underneath the circle? It says eBay right there. So I'm not real sure why they wrote eBay on their phone, but okay, to each their own. No, it's a piece of tape with eBay written on it. I was looking at it. All right, so Holy Grails. Anytime I teach anything, there's going to be Holy Grails. And let's talk Holy Grail box sets. And you'll see these come from a variety of genres. So don't think it's just one thing or another. Gene Autry. Now, would you ever think, man, a Gene Autry box set would be worth $152, where like a Nirvana box set's worth $12, or a Bruce Springsteen's box set is worth $10? Nope. But if you find this Gene Autry silver-haired daddy, silver-haired father of mine, you will find $152. Miles Davis has a lot of box sets. We showed the big one earlier. Excuse me. This one is just music, so no specialties. But Miles Davis on the corner box set, always in the range of around $150. The Complete Hank Williams, and that is Hank Williams, the original, the senior, 10 CD box set. Been out of print for a while. Still sealed, $258. Now the thing about a lot of these box sets, especially the specialty ones, they're only in print for a little while. So you're going to see in a minute. If you were to buy one and then hold on to it for 5 years, you would probably do quite all right. Most of you might not know Samhain, but it is a band that features Glenn Danzig. Danzig has been famous on his own. He was in the Misfits. And then, let me get myself out of the way. But this was his other band. There we go. This was his other band. And very hard to find a lot of their stuff, especially this box set, in very good condition, $300. If it was new, it'd be around $500. All right. Now, here is where investing in box sets sometimes is way better than the stock market. All right. So the original price of this box set was $113. This is a Metallica Masters of Puppet box set. It's got records, it's got CD, it's got DVD, and it's got cassette. Like, they went for it. They did it all. So Original price $113, just sold December 31st for $227. So doubled your money from buying it new to having it used. But if you still have it new, it's selling for $500. It was released just 2.5 years ago. So it went from $113 if you would have just sat on a few sealed ones to $500. That is a way better return than the stock market. Who would think CD box sets would be where you would make a lot of money? But you can see it's a big dog. 10 CDs, 2 DVDs, 3 LPs, and a cassette. All right, so Count Basie, the complete roulette studio recordings, $529. And then if you love you some Mozart, how about 200 CDs of Mozart? And as you can see, brand new sells close to $1,000, and even used sells for $500. This is the kind of thing that, unless a record store has a really good classical crew working for them, this would not get priced correctly. I would expect to find this in a record store for $100, and I would know that, oh, that's $500 just sitting there waiting for me. All right, but here, save for the Gene Simmons we talked about, here's kind of the ultimate box set. The Grateful Dead's 50th anniversary is called 30 Trips Around the Sun. It's an 80 CD box set with a bunch of extras. They only made 6,500 of them, and only 1,000 of them had USB drives that had the music on the USB drive. So someone sold it unopened, has their original shipping tag on it for $2,000. So he went from the original price was $700 to $2,000, never even opened it, which kind of ballsy because you don't know what the condition is in the inside. But here's how the box set looks. Here's a used one that sold for $1,100. Still a nice kick of $400. There's the top. And then when you open it, there's the 80 CDs. There's a replica of an old concert stub. And see that moon? That's a gold colored record 45 right there in the lid. But wait, there's more. There's a straight down shot. The front, so where it says Ben, Bill, Phil, and Mickey, that flips down and this cool ass book comes out. And then on the back side, that flips down and this cool ass piece of art comes out. So it's a really unique box set, but that's where things are going. People keep putting out these amazing box sets, and you want to keep your eyes peeled for that. So if you saw that sitting around a record store, even for $400, you can get $1,100 for it. So this is those times where you're like, okay, sometimes we don't find those quarter things that my mom Peggy always finds. You got to spend $400, but if you can spend $400 and then turn it into $1,100, you should do that every day of the week. And if you don't have the $400, you need to find a friend, a sibling, a cousin that can go into business with you just for that moment and say, hey, I know this is $1,100. I need you to lend me the money, and then I'll cut you in on the profits. So keep that in mind. I've talked to a lot of people who have left amazing scores behind because they weren't cash rich at that moment to get it. But man, you're leaving, $700 behind. You can do it. All right. We are going from what I would call the biggest form of CDs, which is the box set, because there's so many CDs in them and pieces of music, to the smallest. How many of you have never seen or heard of, they're called three things: mini CD, 3-inch CD, or CD3. So to show you, if you've not seen one before, this is a normal size CD. Oh, geez. This is a mini CD. See how tiny? This is a 5-inch. That's the standard. That's a 3-inch. 3-inch tends to hold about 2, 3, or 4 songs tops. So I'm going to guess most of you, if not all of you, have never seen or heard of mini CDs. But as always, and that's why I'm teaching it, there is money to be made. Okay, so here was a little promo for Chicago's 25 or 6 to 4, backed with Make Me Smile. So only 2 songs, clear case, nothing exciting about it, sold for $10. Here is an import of Sheena Easton. The Lover in Me sold for $20. Killer Queen by Queen, 3-inch CD. I think there's 2 tracks on there: Killer Queen and Flick of the Wrist, $12.75. Depeche Mode, Everything Counts remix, 3-inch single. Not sure why they took the 3-inch out and set it on what looks like a folded t-shirt. Not sure why. But we learned about long boxes in flipping CDs. Number one, here is a 3-inch single long box of the Beatles. All You Need Is Love, sold for $25. Here's Foreigners. I'll Fight for You, No Hiding Place. I don't even know those songs. You know those songs? I don't know those songs. I'll Fight for You, No Hiding Place.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I've heard it maybe,
but Japanese import. We talked about imports and flipping CDs. Number one, $30. Guns N' Roses, Paradise City, $30.59. Jethro Tull's A Sweet Dream, $34.41. The Letterman, going back to my mom's era, $35. And then we'll get a little bit better there. The Sweet, $46. Motley Crue. So 2 songs, Primal Scream and Dancing on Glass, which were 2 like B-sides, $50. And then Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood, import for also $50. And then there's always going to be that one like, get the heck out of here. So here's the 3-inch U2 With or Without You, the Joshua Tree Tour 2019 3-inch promo CD, $293 at 43 bids. So when you have something this amazing, that's kind of when you throw an auction up and you let people fight for it. Now, typically, so if you look down in my little window here, 3-inch CDs come in 3-inch little cardboard sleeves. So there is The Church. There is a band called Cisse. And then sometimes I have one by a band called Less Than Jake that no cover, just this little paper sleeve, no songs. I don't even know what songs are on without listening to it. And then even more unique, this was a 90s metal band called Scrape. And this is an EPK, electronic press kit, meaning their new album came out, they would send this out, and then you'd pop it in your computer, and it would show videos and music of the band. This one is so unique that not only is it a 3-inch, so there's a regular, it's a little weird shape too. As you can see, it's not round. The sides are kind of cut off. So very unique. Now, you can't throw these into a CD player that, like in your dash of your car. It won't work. They're tiny. You have to have it on a top load like boombox CD player. Now, this is one I sold. Actually, I found 2 of these for $5 each over the Christmas holiday and sold both of them for $56. But it's a 3-inch that came in a regular sized CD single case. We're going to talk about CD singles in a second. And so as you can see on the back, you just a little bit of CD in a regular case. So don't just think you're looking for just small cases. Sometimes 3-inch CDs, not common, but every once in a while they come in a bigger case. And then if you're really lucky, you will find one like this Pet Shop Boys 3-inch CD that comes with the hell's the word? The thing to modify to play in more players. So that now makes it a 5-inch CD. So if you happen to find a 3-inch with this, you definitely want to keep it because people are like, ooh, that's easier for me to play it. So that is a little modifier. Adapter. Thank you. God, it's the simplest word, and I couldn't think of adapter. Wah, wah, wah. I've been working on this for far too long. All right. If you look at me down here, this is 9 Inch Nails. They released an EP called Broken, and it's got 6 songs on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's a pretty cool packaging. It opens like this. Da-da, da-da, and da-da. So that's how it looks. When they released it first, so on this version, there's 2 hidden bonus tracks. When they first released it, they released it where when you opened it, it had the 5-inch CD and the bonus 3-inch, and the 2 bonus tracks were on the bonus 3-inch. So anytime you see 9 Inch Nails Broken in a record store and a thrift store, make sure you open it. If it's got the 3-inch CD in there, it's worth your time to pick it up. As you can see, $45. Even though it's the same music on here, this will sell for about $5, $6. But the collectors want the cool. Now, I used to have the cool one, but they're always worth so much money. I find them and I sell them, and I find them and I sell them. So I keep this one, so I have all the music because I like the music. But keep your eyes peeled so you can make some money. Oh, and that's how it looks. But I just showed you live in person. Okay, So we did box sets. We did 3-inch CD singles. Now let's do regular CD singles. There was a moment in time when CD singles were all the rage. Kind of like when my mom was a kid, 45 singles were all the rage. And then when I was a teenager, so going from the 80s into the 90s, CD singles were where it was at. And what you would do you would put out your CD single, and then you would have a couple other tracks, and they would usually be tracks that weren't available on anything else, making your fan buy the whole CD and then the CD single because you get bonus cuts. All right, so there are 3 types of singles. Domestic, meaning released in the United States. Import, meaning released anywhere but the United States, but typically European countries and Japan, but it's not limited to any country, but those are kind of the bigger imports. And then promos. Promos can be both domestic and import, but these are all things you need to know when you're going to list your items. But you can find the same CD in domestic, import, and promo, and they'll all be different. So just because maybe one day you saw the domestic and like this one's only worth $3.90, maybe the promo is worth more. So this is Foo Fighters Low. This is the domestic single, and I want to point out, look at the fancy background they have. We're going to talk about that in a second. So on the domestic, the song Low, and then another song called Enough Space, a live version, and then the video of Low. And so I showed the admin team of the thrifting board there at night. I go, what the hell is this background? Is it a pee pad? And one of my admins, I can't remember who, said, nope, it's fancy paper towels. Regina Blitz, 2 rolls for $17. Look, your background should not be fancy paper towels. Just pointing it out there. Not going to bash this seller, but yeah, fancy paper towels is not what your background should be.
It's better than cheap paper towels.
Well, yes, it's better than cheap paper towels. This person used a cardboard box, but here is Foo Fighters Low, the UK single. So again, Low is the first cut, but now we got a different live cut, Never Talking to You Again, and then a CD-ROM bonus clip. So totally different things. And then this person used their floor. Here's Foo Fighters Low, the promo. And when it's the promo, typically it's only the one song. And how do you know it's promo? Because right here it says promo. So these are the things you got to know, because when you go to sell it, your customers will be like, oh, is this the European promo or is this the domestic regular? So you have to be educated and learn what you're selling. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit too. All right. When you buy a CD single, there are 3 types of housing. And the first one is a slimline jewel case. All right. So that is a regular jewel case, and that's a slimline. Where am I? Okay. As you can see, there we go, is much thinner than the regular. All right. Now, not all singles, not all slimlines are good. So as always, I want to make sure I'm educating you on things to skip. So Elton John, Candle in the Wind, 97, sold about 3 trillion copies. Maybe not that many, but a lot. So as you can see, $2.11. So don't be picking that up. But my Spice Girls, I meant to do this and I ran out of time. I have a Spice Girls single collection of their singles from all over the world, promos, imports, domestics. And looking at some of the prices, I think I have a pretty amazing collection. Like, I have it just because I love it. But then I realized, man, this collection is worth a lot of money. So here is the Viva Forever CD single in the slim line case for $25. Here's another Foo Fighters. It's in the slim case and it's an import. They did sell for $26, but they forgot the most important thing. So you really got to do your research. And if you look at the picture of the cover, the person's holding their phone like this. So that's the other thing. Work your angles. All right. See the reflection? If you just do an angle, no more reflection. Work your angles. All right. So there's something very specific about this CD single that will make it sell for more. And you want to highlight that in your title. They put Foo Fighters Have It All Australian CD. Look at that empty space in their title. All right. Here's the back. There's an amazing cover song on this CD. Darling Nikki by Prince. But this is the most rocking Darling Nikki you will ever hear. So when you find this single, you want to highlight the fact that it is the Darling Nikki single, and that's how you're going to sell it. That'll sell it for way more. This should be like a $40 single. And then here's one I just sold in January or February of this year. a Christmas CD single that I did have listed before Christmas, but didn't sell till after Christmas. So just a little added extra note. I've done a couple Christmas webinars on flipping CDs, and they sell all year round. So don't just limit your Christmas CDs just to Christmas time. But the bonus little note is list it like at the price it would sell for at Christmas. Don't be like, oh crap, it's March, I'll list this Yola Tango for $10. Nope, it's still a $28 CD single to me, and it did sell for $28. And then here's a fun one. Here are 3 Star Wars CDs. They came out at the same time. These came out when I was working at Fingerprints. One song from each of the movies, Star Wars, Empire, and Return of the Jedi. If you look at the back of them, well, as you can see, the 3 CDs sold for $30. Very cool. So the middle one, Empire, is a shaped Darth Vader head. And then Star Wars it's round, but most of it's clear. So essentially, it really is a 3-inch CD. It's the band from the Cantina, and then the Max Rebo band from Return of the Jedi is from Jabba's Palace. But as you can see, the way they set the case up is Jabba is looking over his band. So very cool packaging. So we're kind of back to, again, it's not so much about the music. It's about the cool collectability of having these 3 in your Star Wars collection. And then there's always going to be those ones you're like, what? Get out of here. This is Iron Maiden's Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. That was their song. That was, for them, a decent hit. $189. And what's cool, oops, I forgot the second picture. What's cool is they do a cover of Communication Breakdown by Zeppelin, and that's on this single. So I think that's why this single kind of goes up in price, because of the Zeppelin cover. And it's the only place to get it. And then this is the ultimate, and you've seen this before if you've taken some of my other classes. Nirvana's Pennyroyal Tea got pulled. So they went to put it out, then they got withdrawn. So anytime something gets withdrawn, there's always a couple out there. And then this one is still out there, obviously sold for $850. And then cardboard sleeve is this. That's a cardboard sleeve. You just basically go ba-doop and pop it out. Okay, that's a cardboard sleeve. Again, you got to make sure when you're doing your research, because, oh, this is a cool Pearl Jam Alive cardboard sleeve. And it's only worth $5. Not really. And it's an import. It's an import, but it's not really worth your time, because I wouldn't list things for $5. It's not worth my time. Because when you list a $5 item, that's the item you always catch the negative on. Don't waste your time. Here's an Elvis Presley that is numbered and limited edition, but it's not that big of a deal. Only $2.24, brand new. All right, this just sold. This is not mine, but it just sold this month. Hootie and the Blowfish promo CD single. One song on there, $20 in the cardboard sleeve. And then Paul McCartney, here's the sealed one. Still has the original price tag from whatever store it was sold at 20 years ago. Sold for $25, brand new. But I want to point out something on the back here. Now, in Flipping CDs #1, I taught you how to scan CDs and how to kind of read the information from scanning them. If you were to see the CD, you'd be like, cool, I'll just scan this barcode right there. But I'm here to tell you, you'd be wrong. That barcode is on top of the regular barcode. That barcode is from the import company. That is their internal barcode for them and the record stores that get them. The actual barcode for the actual CD is the one behind that. So if you're going to scan, you really couldn't scan that because it's covered. But you can see the numbers, the 7 through the 8, that's the barcode you could type in. So realize when you see a barcode sticker with the bin number on it, BIN and the number hashtag, that is the import's barcode, not the CD's barcode. And then I didn't know they were still making CD singles. 2019, Slipknot, one of my favorite bands, they did a CD single for We Are Not Your Kind. And apparently it's not common. So they're selling for $66. So I'm like, ooh, I got to find me one of those. And then, like I said, there's always that big one. So Rammstein is a huge German band that most of you have never heard of. Du Hast was their only song that cracked radio. And yet they sell out stadiums around the world. This has just 2 versions of the song on it. It is a Mexican promo. And 3 bids, $222.22. And as you can see, it has Du Hast, which is the German version because that's their native language, and then the Du Hast in the English version. So 2 songs in a crappy little cardboard sleeve, $222. And then some CDs are just some singles are just in a regular jewel case. Samantha Fox former topless model turned singer. I want to have some fun was her one and only hit. Regular size jewel case, $23. Metallica promo CD that would only be sent out to radio stations and record stores. All Nightmare Long, sold for $25. Now, I'll learn something. I love when I'm getting ready to teach a class and I learn something. This is a Christmas CD that I always talk about in the Christmas Flippin' CD webinars. And it's the David Bowie, Bing Crosby, the weirdest duo ever, combo of them singing Peace on Earth, Little Drummer Boy. I did not realize there was a green version and a red version. It's the same CD, just different colors. They released it 2 different times, but there's nothing different about it other than the color. So that excites me. So $37 for the both of them, and they just sold recently. You can usually get 30 to 40 by themselves. So if I had the both of these at Christmas, I would probably price them separately around $40 each. And then this craziness, Celine Dion and Peebo Bryson, Beauty and the Beast, Canadian single from the Disney movie, $120. And then, as you know from Flippin' CDs #1, the queen of nuttiness in terms of worth of CDs, Taylor Swift, regular CD size case, promo for the song Hours. I mean, it's even a hard thing to look up. Hours, $177.50 at 5 bids. And then Whitney, Level Save the Day, 4-track promo CD single. So we have kind of things going on here. She's passed on. There's 4 different versions. It was promo only. Regular size jewel case, $202. 18 bids at auction. And then even above Taylor, some of the early stuff from Mariah is the nuttiness. Look at this. There's Got to Be a Way, Canadian promo single, 22 bids, $1,190. So what you've learned, if you've taken all my webinars over this past couple of years, Taylor's got crazy money in her. Mariah's got crazy money to be made. So things that you would probably just skip on by in the thrift store, you might have just skipped on by $1,000. All right, mini LPs. Where's my mini LP? All right. I'm guessing the most of you have never heard of 3-inch CDs, have never heard of mini LPs. But if you type mini LP on eBay, there are currently 30,198. So it's not like this is something that's like, there's 7 of them. All right. So what a mini LP is Japanese importers make the CD look like the original record. So they put the artwork right back to the same specifications of the record. And then inside of it, obviously the CD and then the lyric booklet. And if it's a gatefold, meaning it opens up, they'll make it a gatefold. So they very specifically make it to look like the old record. And Dick Hyman showed up in my first Flippin' CDs webinar. I'm going to bring him up again. Did his parents hate him? Why would you name your child Dick Hyman? I just don't even understand. Okay, so here's one I just sold from the Style Council. They're all going to be cardboard sleeve, and they're all going to be skinny. So you really got to hunt for them. Style Council just sold for $32. Here is Blue Oyster Cult's Agent of Fortune, $50. Now, if you find the Blue Oyster Cult Agents of Fortune regular domestic CD in a regular jewel case, like a regular jewel case, it's going to be about $5. But this mini LP, $50. And because this was originally a gatefold, meaning it opened up, they made the CD a gatefold also. And this is what the collectors love. They have their CDs that look like their original LPs. Here's Peter Gabriel Plays Live, sold for $51 at auction in only very good condition. Queensryche, very good condition at auction, 7 bids, $60. This seller has a lot of them, and he loves this blue tarp. That is his background for everything. And hey, we're gonna keep circling back the rest of this web class. Here's the Santana mini LP box set, $375, and there are all the mini LPs inside the box set. So as you can see, everything works together. Now, one of my all-time favorite records is Frankie Goes to Hollywood. They only put out 2 records. The first one was amazing. This one, Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. The second one sucked, and then their career was over. But if you get the mini LP, it's $100. If you want to go buy the regular version, it's 99 cents. So I wanted to show you the difference. If you have the regular version, it's $1. If you have this version, it's $100. So again, you got to make sure you're doing your research to figure out what version you have. And then for us a little bit older timers here, Julie London, $61. Nice Girls Don't Stay for Breakfast. Now, nowadays you can get the regular version. It's a 2-on-1. So that album and The End of the World. So 2 albums on one you can buy for $9.96, or you can buy the mini LP of just one of them for $61. All right. So I've done a whole web class on flipping print CDs, but I want to just kind of catch you up on what's happening and then tie it all together. So Prince, My Name is Prince, 3-inch mini CD, $40. The same My Name is Prince on regular sized, $2.68. So just because it's the same thing, because of the collectability, people pay $40 as opposed to $2.68. Cinnamon Girl CD single in the slimline case, $17. Let It Go out of print CD single. Well, they're all out of print. $20 in the slimline case. Here are 3 singles in the cardboard sleeves, $15 together. The one obviously is the one you should be looking for. Brazil CD single, $145. And then here's Prince, Sign of the Times mini LP, $100. And then Prince full album, but early, and this is what I talked about in the Prince webinar, made in West Germany. Well, we all know West Germany hasn't been West Germany for a long time. So if you found regular $19.99, like the one you just bought at the record store, it'd be worth about $5, $4. But the made in West Germany will be worth $20 to the collector. And we've talked about long boxes and flipping CDs. Number one, here's a sealed $19.99 for $225 in the long box. And since we started the show with box sets, here's the Prince One Night Alone box set, an only very good condition for $200. All right. So autograph CDs, I find them quite often. Here is the band Plain White Tees autograph, by the whole band. And autograph CDs can add about, at the minimum, 20% to the price, up to maybe a couple 100% depending on the artist. Now, I will say this. There is not a lot of money in faking the bass player of Blue Oyster Cult's autograph. So you don't have to spend the money to get it authenticated because it's real. There is a lot of money in faking Mickey Mantle's autograph and faking Marilyn Monroe's autograph, but there is not a lot of money in faking John Waters' autograph. However, when you find the John Waters Christmas CD autographed for $4.99 at a store in LA, you buy it, and then you sell it on eBay for $24 like I did. This was actually my sale. This was also my sale. Steve Martin, you know him as an actor, as a comedian. He is also a banjo player, and he's in a band called the Steep Canyon Rangers. And oftentimes, you'll be able to buy the CD autographed by the whole band, which really Steve's the only one you care about, at the concerts. And I tend to find these in the thrift store. This is like the 4th time I found this in a thrift store. So you really got to look at it. But I picked it up for $1.99 and sold it for $24. And then this was signed by one of the members of Twisted, which is a rap, it's a rap group of white guys who wear face paint. The autograph is so hard to read. I don't know who autographed it. Now I'm going to teach you how to research it in a minute, but I don't know who autographed it. So I just wrote autographed and then the bands that are on the CD, and it sold for $37. So even if you can't figure it out, it's still worth some money. Actually, there's 2 autographs on there. I couldn't figure them out. And then when I was looking for autographs, my good friend Debbie, I hope she's in the chat, she just sold this. Gary Mule Deer. I don't even know who he is or why his name is Mule Deer. Maybe something inappropriate why he's called Mule Deer. But look at this. He didn't sign the cover. He signed the inside, and Debbie paid like $2 for this and sold it for $55. So not everything's signed on the cover. I've seen the top of the CD autograph before also. And then Bernadette Peters. You wouldn't think anyone would really care anymore about Bernadette Peters CD, but she autographed it. $15. Here is all of Maroon 5 Songs About Jane, their biggest album, $80. And then Deadsy. Anyone in the band? Anyone in the chat know Deadsy? Probably not. The lead singer's name is Elijah Blue. So chat, do you know who Elijah Blue is? Because let me tell you, they really kind of dropped the ball by not having Elijah Blue in this title. Because this is shocking to me that this CD sold for $130. Elijah Blue is in only very good condition. Angela says she knows him. Yep. Cher and Greg Allman's kid, right? Yeah. So Cher and Greg Allman's kid. So a serious pedigree there. So look at this. Here's a band you ain't never heard of. Sold for $130 because it was autographed. All right. So on autographs, though, I want you to think outside the box. All right. Who knows who this artist is? If you followed me for 2 minutes, you should probably know. This is Shag. Shag is my wife and I's favorite artist. Our whole bedroom is basically a Shag art gallery because we collect a lot of his art. Yeah, I know. And
that was an easy one.
And so when I say think outside the box, this CD called Surf Monsters is a bunch of different surf groups. Shag is not an artist in terms of music on this, but he did the artwork for the CD. So when I go to tiki events where Shag's at, if I've picked up a new CD and he's done the artwork for like 20, 25 CDs, I'll have him sign it. And then this CD goes from being worth like $12 to being worth $32 because Shag signed it. So no one who sang on it signed it, but the artist who did the artwork signed it. Here's another one. This ukulele club always sells for about $12. Ukulele Club de Paris or de Paris. But I had Shag sign it and it sold for $40. And this is a very specific, this he did for this cover. This is just one of his paintings that they use. It's called Death's Unending Vacation. And so they just borrowed his artwork or licensed it, I assume. So it went from being worth $12 to $40 because I had him sign it. All right, so look, I keep referencing back to a lot of the other classes I've done. Some of you signed up tonight and got the what we call the Flippin' Media Full Monty bundle. Some of you didn't, but let me tell you, it's amazing. So my first Flippin' CDs class was 2.5 hours long. That's number one. Then I did a Flippin' Prince CDs web class. That's an hour long. I did Flippin' Cassettes. That's 2 hours long. Then number 4 is Flippin' Christmas CDs. That's a little over an hour long. Number 5 was the professional workbook we had made of Flippin' CDs, number 1. So you can take it to the record store for you. And number 6 is a shorter video Flippin' anime CDs. So all the things you kind of saw me kind of touch on here, I went deep into on all these different ones. So here it is, just to give you a second to look at that while I take a sip of my beverage. Cheers, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. How's the chat been, honey?
Good.
Robust. I see it going by. I saw some good questions, so I'm going to answer them in a second here. So that's the whole bundle, worth about $415. And with this, we're talking about 10 hours of actionable content in video form for only $79 if you want to add those on. So if you didn't add those on, write this down and go there later and get it added on. It's JO.my/Jason. Really easy. JO.my/Jason. If John is listening, he can pop the clickable link into the chat. And that way you can get the full Monty. It is amazing amount of work. And look, so if you paid for tonight and that, you're paying $99. So a little under $100. You find one good CD single, one good box set, one good print CD, it'll pay for all of it. And then everything from that point on is just pure profit. Just pure profit. So, if you've been hanging around me for even 2 minutes, you know, I don't put out anything half-assed. As you can see now, I have, the first half of our class was an hour and 8 minutes long. So, speaking of that, welcome to intermission. If you have to go potty, if you have to refresh your beverage, if you got to let the doggy out, we're going to give you 5 minutes right here. And then what we're going to get into is, okay, now I've taught you all the stuff you need to go find. I'm going to teach you how to find it around the store. I'm going to teach you how to better research it, how to better list it, and better sell it. All right, so that's the second part. So the first part was, here's the stuff we need. And then the second part is, now what the hell do I do with it? But while we wait 5 minutes, so we set your timer or alarm for 5 minutes from now, please. Let everyone take a little break if they would like. If not, I'm going to answer some questions. So let's do that. No, I'm good right now. How do you package and ship so the jewel cases don't get damaged? Can you go grab me a mailer real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of these questions are answered in number 1. So those of you who sign up for, if you got the bundle already, maybe you haven't watched number 1 yet, some of the basics, how to scan, how to ship. And then in number 1, I go over a lot. We didn't go over any of that tonight. Obviously, I went over the CD sections you should look for, where to go when you first get into a CD store, how to, the big thing is a lot of us thrift, how to get through a thrift store CD section quicker. I teach you the 50% of the stuff you can just skip. But this is how I ship CDs. It is called a number 0. Whoa, I went out of focus. Holy cow. It's like my camera's drunk. It's a number 0 bubble mailer. And this is how I ship. You ready? That's it. Now, if it's a $10, $15, $20 CD, I just throw it in there. Do I have a crack case every once in a blue moon? Yes. But I would say I get one crack case for every like 2,000 I ship. So it isn't common. Now, if it's a $100 CD, I will absolutely pack it with some cardboard around it. How scratch is too scratch to flip? Well, if you take the back of your finger, let me do a little demonstration. Take the back of your finger. Let me move me up too. Make it right at the top there. Hello. And lightly drag it around. If you feel the scratch, if there is a divot, like there's a hole in the road, a pothole, and your car hits it, if you feel it, you're SOL. If you can see through it, you're SOL. That's about when it's really beyond any help. Do you have a fancy CD cleaner? Yes, I have a very fancy CD cleaner that I spent $300 on. When I told my wife, she did this. But I showed her how amazing it is and how much money I've made because I've turned CDs that were in good condition and very good condition back into like new. So as you go up in condition, so does the price. And so it is, I've only had it for 4 months and it's already earned its money back for me. I just spent $1,300 on it.
Yeah, you said 300 at first.
Did I say 300?
Because I was like, woo, I thought you spent a lot.
Oh, no, 1,300. Sorry, I didn't realize it was at 300. 1,300. But
you still made your money back.
Oh, yeah, because a local CD store will resurface your CDs for $2. So I'm all right. So when I was deciding to buy this, I had almost 100 CDs waiting to go to the CD store to get refurbished. That's $200 right there. That's 1/6 of the machine. I'm like, okay, well, this is silly. We should get this. And man, it works awesome. Cameraman needs less rum. That's funny. Oh, mini CDs will load into tower CD computer drives. Yeah, I hadn't thought about tower drives in forever because even new computers don't even have CD drives anymore. So I hadn't even thought of that. Is it worth checking places like Zia? I just saw a great question. Can you still find deals there? Yes, I would say half of my CDs come from record stores. And we're going to talk about Zia in a second. So I'm glad you brought up Zia. If the CD is still factory wrapped, but the jewel case cracked, can you still list it as new? No. At that point, you have to list it as like new, and then you put the notes in. Hey, it's still factory sealed. However, it's got a crack in it. There's
so many. I don't know how you're gonna.
Yeah, well, I'll just make that can right now. How long do I keep a CD listed on eBay if it doesn't sell? That's a good question. A lot of mine are collectible. And when I say collectible, I mean they're worth $50 or more. I don't tend to go for a lot of $10 CDs. I tend to go for a lot of $50 and more. And so, look, if you have that Beethoven box set that's worth $500, there's not a whole hell of a lot of people who are coming up with $500 to buy 200 Beethoven CDs, but there will be somebody someday. So you got to let them marinate for quite a while. And I cross-post. So I use Amazon. I use eBay. I'm starting to use Mercari. I'm using Poshmark Etsy for the vintage stuff. So yeah, so you marinate it around and it becomes personal preference. I say don't rush expensive ones. You got to let it find that right buyer. If you switch out the case, doesn't matter if they are clear or color tinted. Yes, don't buy any color tinted fresh cases. Only buy replacement cases that are the exact same. Other than the $1,300 one, is there a decent one at cheaper price? There's the JFJ Easy Pro, which is like $300. It's not too bad, but you have to do this and then do that and then do this, and then the machine does some stuff. And so mine is all the fluids and stuff are piped in. You put the CD in the machine, you close it, it does it, no work involved. So you're paying for ease of use. Anything else, the little ones that you hand crank, those actually ruin the CDs more than they actually clean them. So you either want to go to your local record store or your local game store and get them fixed, or you want to point the money if you're going to do this in bulk. So just to give you an idea, here are my media shelves. So there's cassettes, there's CDs. These are all the things that are currently listed on a multitude of platforms. So when you're starting to really have, I currently have like maybe 2,000 pieces up between all of them. And so I'm going through them. I'm cleaning a lot of them, and I'm making them. It's making it worth my time. Okay, so thank you for your questions. Welcome back for those of you who went potty, those of you who refresh your drink. Cheers. Let's get into what do we do now that we found it? Let me move my head again. Yeah, your part got cut, baby. I told Stace if I had to go to the bathroom, I gave her a little part to do. But I said, oh, if I had to go to the bathroom, I didn't really have to go to the bathroom.
You sure you don't have to go to the bathroom?
I am positive I don't have to go to the bathroom. All right. So if you've not been in a record store in a long time, here's a modern record store. They are huge. This is Amoeba Records in San Francisco, and this is not even the big one. The big one's in LA. But I love hunting for music at the big record stores because they know what they're doing to a point, and then I know better. And that's why I'm teaching you, because I've been collecting music since I was 8, and I've been selling music online for 20 years. So who better to lead you down this path to making money than me? And that's why I love doing these classes, because to me, this is the nerd fun too. Because I learned a few things working on the thing on this presentation for you guys. So I love it. Okay, so this is tips and tricks for sourcing. So let's talk about record stores specifically, and then we'll talk about thrift stores. Okay, so what you need to do, the first thing you need to do is go to your app store, either Apple phone or Android phone, and look for an app called the Vinyl District. If the first picture on your left, that's what the little app icon looks like. And then when you open the Vinyl District, that's the middle picture. And then after it opens on the right side, that's what you're going to see. And so the main thing that you are interested in is where it says stores right there in the middle of the third picture. When you click on the stores, it's like a Google Maps that only shows you record stores. So first one is the Cleveland area. So between Cleveland and Akron, there are all the record stores, Mom, in the Cleveland, Akron area. So as you can see, plenty. Here is a concentrated area of downtown San Diego. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is 9 in just downtown San Diego. And look at Phoenix. And what's weird about Phoenix is it goes, it's like a very specific, there's none in the upper right and none in the lower left, but there is Phoenix record stores. And then if you click on one, you then can click on directions. So if you pick one, you're like, oh, I want to go to that one. You click on the directions. The unfortunate thing is it won't take it to Google Maps. It will take it to Apple Maps. Be forewarned, if you have an Apple phone. Apple Maps sometimes drive you into the middle of a lake. So we don't want to do that. Google Maps is better, but you can do that right from the app. So pretty cool. So say you're out thrifting, say you're out at estate sale, say you're visiting your sister in Phoenix, open this app and see what's around you. It's really cool. And of course, this isn't thrift stores. This is just the record stores. Okay, so in the record store, so we talked heavily about box sets. Where do you find the boxes? I should have you like shouting out in the background. Hey, Jay, where do you find the box sets? All right, so a lot of times there'll be a very specific section. This one isn't labeled, but as you can see, this is all box sets right here. And how freaking adorable is my wife? I just want to circle her head because I think she's cute. But as you can see, box set section. Now, this is Zia Records here in Vegas, and someone asked about Zia. But beyond, they're also in the section. So here is the country section. Sitting above the Johnny Cash area is a Johnny Cash box set. Sitting above the Garth Brooks is a Garth Brooks box set. But we know from what we just learned, that ain't worth our time. And then sitting above the Bellamy Brothers section is a Bellamy Brothers box set. So don't just be like, oh, I found the box set section. There might be other box sets within the actual CD section. Not all record stores do this, but a lot do this. So keep your eyes open everywhere you go. Yes, she is adorable, John, isn't she? All right. Now, again, this is not every store, but this is a lot of stores, and this is Zia. So if you live in Vegas, if you live in Phoenix, you live in Tucson, this is very specific to you, but other stores do this too. Of course, I just don't have a general list of all of them in the country, but what a lot of CD stores do is they'll have a very large database when a CD gets traded in, and they'll print out a label, and it'll have the title of the CD right on the label and then their price. That way you can't go switching, because if you switch one from something else, they'll see it. But some things aren't in the database. So this is from Zia directly. So if you look at this one, the sticker says Sex Pistols, never mind the Bullocks, $4.99. This sticker says Motorhead, Best of Motorhead, $12.99. But this Fear CD, which is a punk band, says pre-owned compact disc. That means it isn't in the database. Now, that isn't 100% guarantee that it's something good, but it is 100% you should always look at them. I just realized the front picture too. The Goons of Doom also was pre-owned compact disc, no specific label on that. So I would say of the ones that have a generic title, about 75% are worth your time and effort. So look at them all. So here's another one, just says pre-owned compact disc. And I flipped this CD for 20 years running pretty much, called Incredibly Strange Music. And there's a part 1 and a part 2. But for whatever weird reason, this is not in Zia's database. Like I said, not all CD stores do this, but quite a few of them do. So keep your eyes open for the generic pre-owned. Oh, and here's a great example. Iron Maiden. Everyone knows Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden is in every database. However, Maiden has released their CDs multiple times. This is a import version of Peace of Mind. It does not happen to be in their database, so it says pre-owned compact disc only. The ones in the database will say Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind. So that makes me stop and go, oh, is this one of the special ones worth a lot of money? Let me double check. All right, another thing that I did not talk about ever is the budget bins. Every record store, well, that's a bold statement. 80% of record stores have a budget bin. The stores I used to work at, they had a quarter bin, a 50-cent bin, and a dollar bin. And here is the Zia dollar bin selection. And that's where Stacy, my wife, loves to camp out because I won't spend any time in the here, even though I know there's gems. But I've taught Stacy so well that she knows how to do all the looking and scanning. And so, oh, there she is again. Look how adorable.
More than 80%.
More than 80% of record stores? 90%?
At least 90.
90%. Okay. So take some time. And this is a good place to practice. Learn, take what you've learned from flipping CDs number 1 and number 2. And if your close record store has a budget bin, start there. Because if you screw up, what are you out? $1, $2, 50 cents. Get your feet wet, get your feel for how this works. And then you won't be so apprehensive when you're buying a $400 box set that you're going to flip for $1,100. Now, this is our favorite record store in New York City. It's called Academy Records. And it's not the best quality picture. I didn't take this. I was having to find it on the internet. But the ones where this gentleman is looking in the very busy shirt, that's the regular price stuff. This right here said, these are budget. That's the shelves above. And then this price says $1 to $4. So down low is all the normal price stuff. And up high is all the budget stuff. And it goes so up high that even I can't reach the top shelf. So this store has these nice handy dandy little step stools everywhere you go because it's New York City. The store can't be too big this way or this way, but they're going to maximize their space this way. And this is what we spent in an hour when we were there in December. $352. And I would say over 50% of it came out of the budget bin. So we bought a lot of music. And I also noticed Academy Records needs to dust. Ugh. And it's all dusty. Oh, yeah, Stacy just noticed. You might not be able to see as well, but man, it is so dusty. But Stacy couldn't really do the budget as well this time because it was so tall. So she actually kind of worked down below in the regulars, and I worked up in the budget. So when you can get a partner to do it with you, A, it goes twice as fast, and B, it is so much more fun. Right, hon?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right, so no, I did see one question. You have not missed how you read the signatures. That's coming up. This is all the work part. Okay, in Flippin' CDs number 1, I did talk about cutting your record store bill in half, but I really didn't demonstrate it. So I just told you to do it. All right, well, I'm like, duh, I should probably explain it. Okay, so I went to an estate sale that I posted some pictures in the thrifting board a couple of weeks ago. And I went because there was a giant CD collection, record collection, and they had a nice stereo. I was one of the first ones in. All the guys in front of me fought for the records and the stereo equipment. Now, there was crazy money in the records and crazy money in the stereo equipment, but I am the only person that went for the CDs. And so I knew others would be coming, so I didn't take any time to scan. I just, using my knowledge and my 20 years of experience, I grabbed everything that I thought was good. So I listed all the ones I thought was good, and then these were kind of leftovers. So what you do is when you do buy a whole collection of things, you work them out, you list the best ones online, and then the ones you don't think are worth your time, you take to your local record store and trade them in. So here are the ones directly from that estate sale, and I dropped them off, and then I shopped. So what they gave me in trade was exactly, now who knew this was going to play out this way, exactly what I paid for these, like to the dollar. It was kind of eerie. It doesn't always work out that way, but I'm not going to waste my time on CDs I bought for $1 that are maybe only worth $2, $3 online. It's silly to waste your time. But I paid $1 for these each, and they gave me $1 each. I'm like, that was awesome. So no harm, no foul. But now I've got, it was like $76 in trade. Also, in Flippin' CDs #1, I said a lot of record stores have frequent buyer cards. So you want to get them. So in for instance, here in Vegas and in Phoenix and in Tucson, Zia Records has a card that every $1 you spend, you get a point, and every $1 worth of stuff you trade in, you get a point. And then you use these points to take discounts on what you're buying. So I dropped off all those CDs for trade, and I hadn't used my discount points in a while. So Stace and I went off to Source, and if you watched my little video last night, that's all the stuff we found. Okay, so my bill before any discount was $170.25. As you can see by the receipt, I bought some clothing because record stores added a lot to their bottom line. I bought CDs. I bought vinyl. I bought VHS tapes, cassette tapes, all kinds of stuff. So $170.25. And then she says to me, the girl says, hey, you got all these points. You want to take some money off? I'm like, yes, please. So this Tom Petty right here was $28. Now, it's worth $100. I'm going to get $100 out of this. But because I had a lot of points, she took the discount. If you look in the middle there, because I had 28 points, she took half price off. So this box ends up becoming $14. So I use all my points. So I save $4.50, $4.44, $14, $4, $2.50, and 50 cents. So that brought down to $132.75. And then I had my trade of $70. And so my bill went from $170.25 to 70. Oh, let me move my head here. I didn't realize I was blocking it. Ba-doo. Went from $170.25 to $74.29. Now you could use your points every time you shop, but I like to build them up because I know there's gonna be that one day where I spend a lot and it makes me feel better. Like I went from $170 to $74. Oh my God, how awesome does that make you feel? So, and then throughout the store, they have buy 2 budget CDs. For, they were $1. So then they were 2 for $1. So Stacy was hunting for 2 at a time. So these are the ways to maximize your savings. Pay attention. There is a thrift store in Philly that I like to go to called Philly Aids Thrift, and they have an offshoot called Giovanni's Reading Room, and they have records there. And I was with my friend Nadine one time, and I read this sign on the wall in front of me where the records were. If it's been here over 6 months, it's half off. If it's been here over 3 months, it's 25% off. Over 6 months, it's half off. But you have to tell us. And so I've been at that store before. And so when I told them, I'm like, is that a new rule? Nope, it's always been there. But we want to make sure that people actually read and pay attention. So make sure you're paying attention around you how to get the discounts. All right. Now, in thrift stores, totally different ballgame. Because when we go to record stores, and what I talked about in Flippin' CDs one is, there's a print section. So what I taught you in the print stuff, go right to the print section and look for that. Pretty easy. Thrift stores, just going to be a random collection of stuff. So you don't know where it is. So one of the places that you would never, ever think to look in the thrift store is in the glass display case. Now, what's a glass showcase? It's at the front where they put their fancy stuff. Sometimes it is good stuff. Sometimes there was a Conway Twitty record in the glass showcase at one the other day. I'm like, why in the hell? It wasn't signed. Why in the hell is Conway Twitty in here? Okay, so here's what's normally in the glass display case: purses, jewelry, and then behind the counter, there's a whole thing of fancy shoes and dresses and like sports jerseys. And then there's always one that's like a catch-all of crap. And right here, you can't really see, is where the CDs tend to end up. Now, they're not always fancy and they're not always expensive, but for whatever reason, they think sometimes they should put CDs in there. So here are two of the CDs I found in the glass showcase. Dan Fogelberg, box set, 4 CDs, portrait of Dan Fogelberg. As you can see, I paid $8 and sold on Amazon for $130. And then the definitive Tom Jones, I had no clue that there would be a box set of Tom Jones that was worth a crazy amount of money. So the definitive Tom Jones, same glass showcase, $8 again, $150. So I turned $16 into $270. Yeah, that's a good return. So if you've never looked in the glass showcase because you're like, man, I don't do jewelry, I don't do high-end purses, there's usually a couple things that don't really belong in the glass showcase. So check them out. All right. And the most important thing, and I talked about this in Flippin' CDs 1, but I want to show you how it works in Flippin' CDs. Number 2, you got to do the flip. Okay. Let's pretend that this is a shelf at a thrift store. Okay. So it's just an amalgamation of stuff. Could be good stuff, could be bad stuff. Don't even know. What you can see from here is that there are a lot of what I'll call hidden money to be made. If you're just kind of cruising on down with your head, you will not see all this money. And so I had Stacy demonstrate the flip. So you turn your head to the side and you read things on the side. You don't want to do that. You actually have to do the flip, because when you do the flip, and I know this isn't moving the smoothest, but you'll then find the autograph CDs. You'll then find the 3-inch CDs. You'll then find the CDs housed in cardboard sleeves. These are things that you can't see or notice when you got your head tilted. Oh, another autograph CD. Okay, so what I did was I went back through the shelf and I just half pulled out everything I hid in the shelf to demonstrate for you guys. And then here I am kind of cruising down it. So these are the autograph CDs, the cardboard sleeve CDs, and the 3-inch CDs. And so to demonstrate how much money you would have missed, because most of the stuff you wouldn't see looking this way. So here are the things that I hid in that shelf. Okay. And so we're going to go through them real quick. White Zombie single. This sells for $10. This Scrape EPK, I can't find one. So I think to a Scrape fan, I could get at least $20 for it. This signed Semisonic CD is worth $20. If it did not have the autographs, it's worth $2. This Red Pens Limitation CD, I don't think it ever got released. I think this is one of those CDs that didn't get released, but a couple leaked out, because this is worth $41. That's crazy money. Martini Kings, live from the Tonga Hut, is worth $20. Again, Sister Hazel autograph CD, without autographs, worth $2. With the autographs, worth $20. Plain White Tees without autographs, worth $2. With worth $20. And not every autograph CD is worth $20. Just these are the ones I had. Say I had a Madonna autograph CD, it'd be worth a lot more than $20. In there was this tool, very rare tool. Where's my tool? That sounds so dirty. Where is my tool? Is it not? Did I not have it handy? Yeah, that's it. Nope, that's not it. This is unreleased 3 tracks that came out as a promo 20 years ago. The People Hunt for this. $45 is in a cardboard sleeve. Jennifer Thomas, who you never heard of, without the autograph, is worth $13. Even though it's autographed specifically to Dan, this will still sell for $25. And this one's kind of a unique one. The band's called The Mummies. And as you can see what the title is, Fuck the Mummies. So here's the CD, but look how nothing is. There's nothing on the back. Inside, there's the songs. Nothing on the back of that. And the CD itself doesn't even have any printing on it. Talk about going low rent, but it's worth $40. And then My Chemical Romance. This is video outtakes. This is one that wasn't so good, but it's sealed, so it's worth $5. And this Less Than Jake 3-inch, I can't find it. So I got to imagine to a Less Than Jake collector, worth $20. Cisse is a pop band from about 15 years ago, worth $10. This Church 3-inch, worth $10. The Ventures 3-inch with 4 of their songs on it, 3 of them being huge. Walk Don't Run, Hawaii 5-0, and Wipeout, $20. So here is all the things that you would not have seen if you did this, worth $326. Even I do the flip because, especially the autograph stuff, you'll never see it if you ain't flipping. You got to flip. All right, sourcing when traveling. When and if you can, you got to fly Southwest. Why? Because 2 bags fly free, and you can have a check-on bag and a personal bag. This is from a road trip my wife and I took. So this was a driving trip. However, we have many flying trips like this too. So this ends up being our 2 carry-on bags, so we don't want to check these. And then our clothes go in our regular bags too. And we thrift. So there'll be other things that we go in our regular bags. But when there's 2 of you, and you can have 4 check bags, 2 carry-ons, and 2 personals like backpacks, you can fit a lot of stuff in. So you use that vinyl app, District Vinyl app, to find the record stores, find all this cool stuff, and bring it home with you. So that is my little recommendation when you travel. Now, if you don't fly Southwest, or if you're driving, that's great. Still bring up that app and find the record stores, and then go find the thrift stores too. All right. Tips and tricks for researching. I must apologize to you because I didn't go into this enough on how to find the info you need for reselling on Flippin' CDs #1. So I'm like, crap, I didn't go into that enough. So here we are. Let's do it. Okay. So there's many websites that you need to go to. Thank you. To find out the information, because you get the CD, and for instance, let's say you got this Wynton Marsalis live at the Septet, Wynton Marsalis Septet live at the Village Vanguard box set. But you want to know a little bit more about it. It's sealed, so you can't really read on the inside. So let's find out where we go. Okay, to see what things are sold for, if you don't know, and if you have a eBay store, not the little tiny one, but every other store, you get Terapeak right in your eBay now. It used to be a separate company. eBay bought it. So when you're in your seller hub, you click on the research tab right there. And then you click on Terapeak product research. Now, here's your big tip. It automatically sets the time frame to 7 days. You definitely want to switch it to 365 days so you can see how this item, and it doesn't have to be CDs, obviously it can be any item, has been selling for the last year. Now, what's cool is if you're looking at a very specific item, so for instance, I looked at this Metallica Kill 'Em All original release with the 2 extra tracks on it. I noticed in the last 365 days, the average sold price is $21.32. So at least you know where you're working with. Of course, there's going to be some high ones and some crappy ones. The sold price range, the lowest was $5 and the highest was $36. Of the people who charge shipping, the average shipping price was $5, and about 1/3 gave free shipping, and there was 47 total sold. So, and there was 32 different sellers. Thank you, my dear. So this gives you an idea how much your item's worth, how quickly it'll sell. Definitely always use some Terapeak research. So that's the first place to start. Second place is Discogs. That's discogs.com. Pretty easy. This is the most awesome database of every release and every version of every release of CDs, cassettes, and records. So, for instance, I have this little underground rap CD that I have right here. We talked about underground rap and Flippin' CDs 1. Y'all ain't never heard of Inferno. I know that for sure. So I plugged in this barcode into Discogs. And so there is Inferno Untainted Funk. And then I click on it. And then it shows me all the songs. It shows me the year it was released, what kind of genre and style it is. And then you can actually sell and buy on Discogs. Over to the right, it was, see where it says Marketplace? There's none for sale. And 5 people have it in their collection and 6 people want it. And so that's pretty cool. That's pretty rare. But if you can't figure out what year it came out, because that's sometimes important, if you can't figure out the label or the, like I said, you don't have to know any of this, any of the music. But if you don't know it, you got at least to list it. You need to know this is hip hop and G-Funk. Discogs is a place to look it up. Now, the reason that you go to Discogs to look up things is because oftentimes CDs, records, cassettes have been released in a multitude of versions. So when you sell it, you can't just say Iron Maiden Peace of Mind. You have to say Iron Maiden Peace of Mind, and it's this specific version. So now this is just on vinyl. How many versions do you think, chat, of the Beatles, the White Album there are on vinyl. So we're not talking CDs. We're not talking 8-tracks. We're not talking reel-to-reels. We're not talking cassettes. How many different versions of the White Album on vinyl are there? Okay, John says 24. Janet says 500. Eric says 15. The versions have the same UPC. Nope, they all have different UPCs. 4, 30, 47. All right. Janet was the closest because on vinyl, on just vinyl, there are 620 versions of the White Album. So when you sell something, you got to know, do you have PMC 7067 or do you have LSAP 79003? Is very important to the collector. Very, very important. You cannot just write the Beatles, the White Album. You got to know. Oh, I thought you had something to tell me. No. Okay. Sorry. Hi, honey. So that's why it's very important. That's why you want to use this site. Now, if you're going to sell this plain white tees autographed, when you go to list the CD in eBay, it's one version. It's this version. And then the extra to you is you have the autograph version. But some of the other stuff, I typed in Prince, the Black Album last night between vinyl and CD, actual releases, and even catalog bootlegs. There was 123 versions of the Black Album by Prince. I'm like, what? So you got to know what you're dealing with. And then for an instance here is another one, Super Suckers. One of my all-time favorite concert reviews was the Super Suckers played in Cleveland. We didn't go see it. And the concert reviewer for the local free magazine, the whole review was the Super Suckers super sucked. And that was the whole review. I will never forget that until the day I die. However, I do have the CD single layer under somewhere. But as you can see, there are 6 for sale for $778. 61 people have it. 15 people want it. Now, see where it says last sold? It hasn't sold on Discogs since May 7th of 19. So it tells me this is not a fast seller. It's not a big seller. So when you click on that, it shows you the whole little graph. So it shows you where it's selling for in terms of price over the years. So last sold on May 7th, 2019. The average sale price is $590. The median sale price is $663, with the highest being $850 and the lowest being $260. So if you think you want to sell on Discogs, look at that. Do you want to sell something for around $5? Probably not. But it also shows you the condition that they sold in and when they sold them for how much. So kind of a good, it gives you an education. Doesn't mean it won't sell on eBay for more, but at least you have this feeling of kind of what it's worth. Okay, now the other site that goes so much deeper into each artist and each album is allmusic.com. So write that down. I'm going to take a sip of my cocktail. Allmusic.com. That could be like Karnak. Allmusic.com. All right, so go to AllMusic and let's look at the Eagles. So I typed in the Eagles, and then you see there's this overview, biography, discography, songs, credits, awards, and related. So there's the Eagles, and it shows you very specific when they were active, when they were formed, what genre. Again, you don't need to know any genres, but you can look them up. The styles, and then the group members. Now, this doesn't mean they're all in the group at the same time, but here's all the people that have been in this group on record. So currently, Glenn Frey has passed, and on tour, Glenn Frey's son, Danny, I think is his name, and oh shoot, what's the country guy that fills in too? Chubby country guy. Gee, getting old stinks when you can't remember something like that. So they are in the Eagles on tour, but they've never been on a record, so you won't see them in here. And someone will definitely tell me in the chat. Okay, so when you click on the biography, it gives you the whole history of the Eagles. We all know the Eagles, but if you are going to... Vince Gill, thank you. If you're going to work on Inferno, you might want to get a little bit more information.
Deacon Fry, by the way.
Oh, Deacon Fry. Sorry. And then if you go to discography, it shows all the albums. So if we click on, let's say, Hotel California, and thank you, chat, for the Vince Gill too. Here is the overview of Hotel California. Talks about the recording of it, who was on it, what they did. And then again, it shows you where it was recorded, the recording date, the release date, how long it is. So you can get into nerd level. Now, look, you don't really need to know how long it is, but if you need some information, if someone's asking you a question, these are the places you can go find it. And then you can go to the songs, and if you click on the songs, it'll actually play a sample of the song. So this website, it's rare to find something that isn't on there. Now, some underground stuff might not be, but everything major is on there. So it's a great place to go. The chubby country guy. Well, he's chubby nowadays. Not a bad thing. It just he is. All right. So everyone wanted to find out, how do you read the unreadable autographs? Some artist autographs, you can read them. And then some are like, that is worse than my doctor. How the hell do I figure this out? Okay. So look at this. I can see on this plain white tees that I think Dave signed it. I'm damn sure Tom signed it, but I have no clue who is under Dave, who's to the right of Dave, and Timmy maybe. I have no clue. But here's how you figure out who signed it, and you'll be shocked at the best place to do this research: Wikipedia. And I just discovered this recently. I didn't even know this. This is so cool. All right, so you go to Wikipedia, you go to plain white tees, and you scroll all the way down to the bottom. And they have this bitchin' timeline graph of when a band member has been in the band. So let's look at, so this CD came out in 2010. So it's going to have the 2010 band members autograph on it, most likely. So in 2010, if you look at, let's go to the bottom guy, Damar Hamilton. He's got two colors. He's got that orange color, that means he's the drummer. And then through the middle of the orange color is pink, means he's the backing vocalist. If we go right above him, Dave Terrio, he was the drummer until 2003, and then he switched to rhythm guitar. So this awesome, colorful graph, now I put the dotted line in because we're working on a 2010 CD, shows you who's in the band and when. How cool is that? Now, the Deftones in their band were huge in the 90s and the early 2000s, and I see, oh, Chi Cheng. If I go back, oh, that sure is Chi. Now, how do I make sure? Even with all this, I couldn't figure it out. The autographs were so nutty that I gave up. I spent quite a long time on it, and I gave up, and I said, all right, I'm just going to write autographed. And it still sold for almost $40. So I got my money's out of it. All right, so two people said they lost me, and I froze. So I'm going to pause for a quick second. Do you still see me? All right, so Stacy's watching me.
Reconnect.
That's weird that a lot of people lost me because Stacy's watching me and she's sitting right here. Hi, honey. And she's watching me like she's one of you.
That's weird. I would just say, just try the reconnect.
Okay.
Yeah, Marianne said it worked. So
okay, so I'm going to back up because I want to make sure we got this.
Well, people do say that they lost you, but now
I didn't have a problem.
It's so weird, but look how many people are saying it, John.
Yeah, they could have had an outage somewhere.
That could be. Maybe you're all on the same side. All right, that's cool. All right, so let's talk about the Deftones. The Deftones are a band that was huge in the 90s and the 2000s. And if you have this Deftones autograph CD, how the heck would you know what this says? This is a whole person autograph. And so, all right, so I look at when this album came out, and it came out in, I think, 2002. And I see there is a Chi Cheng in there. And that kind of looks like the word Chi if you look back at this autograph. So what I do then is I go to Google Images and I type in Chi Cheng's autograph. And it shows me all the times Chi has autographed something. And that is absolutely his autograph. So I use a combination of the graphic at the bottom of Wikipedia and Google Images. And that shows me that is Chi's autograph. That's how you figure out these autographs. But you still might be clueless, and that's like the one I did from Insane Clown Posse and Twisted. I'm like, I have no clue. I just wrote the word autographed and let it go. I figured at that point, the fans will know whose autograph they are. But if you can figure it out, absolutely put it in the title because Chi has passed away. So if you find an autograph by Chi, he is unfortunately dead. And so, of course, ain't no more Chi autographs. So you want to spotlight that. You want to highlight that in your title because he's not signing anymore. All right. Now, this is the question I get quite often. Hey, Jay, I got this German CD or this Japan CD. I don't see any information about this specific CD, bless you, on Amazon currently or eBay. I don't know how to find it. I'm like, did you check Discogs? Yep, didn't see it there. Hey, did you check Google? Yep, didn't see it there. So what you do, and when I suggest this, when I'm about to tell you, most people are like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. Go right to eBay Germany. So you type in eBay Germany. If you look, www.ebay.de, that is eBay Germany. And especially on Google Chrome, that's all I use. I don't know about Safari or any others, but on Google Chrome, I have it set up that it automatically translates it for me. So, excuse me. It shows it in euros, but all these words were written in German. They are now written in English. And now I can search for the things. If I have a German import, let's see how well it is selling directly in Germany. No one's got one in the US, but maybe someone's got them in Germany. If it's selling for $5, I ain't gonna waste my time. Selling for $20, absolutely. Oh, there we go. Translated. Okay. And then same thing with Amazon. I searched Amazon Germany and it takes me to amazon.de. Again, it translates it and boom, I'm off. Again, same with Japan, because a lot of imports come out of Japan, and a lot of times some things are so obscure and so Japanese that no one in America ever buys them, but doesn't mean they're not worth some money. So I go to Amazon Japan all the time. It converts it, and some things don't always convert, so you got to do a little work on your own, figure it out. As you can see, all the categories converted, but some of the stuff across the top stayed in Japanese. But even the little credit card offer converted just fine, and it says buy 30,000 yen with a Union Pay card and get 3,000 yen off. But go directly to the site of the country where it came from. Now, not every country has an Amazon, not every country has an eBay, but the major ones do, and the major ones are kind of where things come from. England has one, Canada has one, Australia has one, obviously Japan. So go directly to the source. That's a good place to start and work. All right. So now you've done your research, you figured out what you got. Now you got to list it. So here's some tips and tricks for listing. How do you increase the worth of an autographed CD? And what I mean by that is, say you bought an autographed CD, for instance, say you bought the Go-Go's, Return to the Valley of the Go-Go's autographed best of CD. And the CDs are trashed, they're scratched, they're even beyond repair. But say you could pick it up for $2, $3, $4, even $10 at a record store or a thrift store or a garage sale. Grab it, because what you want to do then is you want to go to eBay and buy just a regular old like new version for $15, and then you put the good CDs in, and so now you got this autograph cover and the good CDs. Say you paid $5 at a garage sale, you paid $15 on eBay for the good CD, so now we're at $20. But look what it sells for fully autographed, $256. Okay. So sometimes this is kind of that thinking outside the box. And I've done this quite often over 20 years. I find this obscure band autograph, which is great because obscure autographs are even better than major autographs. And then the CD's just destroyed. Just go buy the cheapest like new one. Boom. Now I got a fresh package. But make sure you're buying similar or very like. For instance, we talked about, there's multiple versions of Iron Maiden's Peace of Mind. Buy the same version. You don't want to put in a CD that's a totally different version. You want to buy the same version so you get the exact same package. All right. Now, is someone famous in the band? There are a lot of bands that have famous people in them that aren't normally singers. Now, Kevin Bacon, we all know Kevin Bacon, has a band with his brother. You know what the band's called? The Bacon Brothers. That's not a surprise. Kevin Bacon is in the Bacon Brothers. These bands, and I'm going to look, this is going to be a little fun thing for the chat. Let's see how well you know your bands. Because most sellers don't pay attention. There's someone famous for something else in the band, and they never highlight it and call it out. Yes, Keanu Reeves and Dog Star is a good one, but I didn't pull that one out, Jennifer. But you, all right, let's see how good you guys are. Who is the lead singer of 30 Odd Foot of Grunts? And I know none of you have ever heard this band, but you might have heard of it in the news because the lead singer is a very famous actor.
Oh, see, Shirley says she knows.
No, hey, Shirley, you don't have to say I know this. Shout it out. I want to see who knows it. So yeah, Jack Black and 99 Grunts. What? Oh, Susan's got it. Yes, Russell Crowe is the lead singer of 30 Odd Foot of Grunts. But look at this. Do you see Russell Crowe anywhere in that title? No. They're doing themselves a disservice by not shining a light on who the famous person is in this band. All right, you guys did good. Russell Crowe, you got it. How about Hollywood Vampires? And there's more than one. There's three.
So many.
There's many, but there's three specifics I'm looking for.
Oh,
Okay,
we got that.
Shirley's just on fire. Shirley got one, but there's two more I want you to shout out. So yes, Johnny Depp is in Hollywood Vampires. Marisa says, don't know who that is, like in my pop culture knowledge. Yep. Joe Perry and Alice Cooper. So there we go. Joe Perry is the guitarist of Aerosmith. Johnny Depp is the world famous actor, and Alice Cooper is his own artist. But together with some other bandmates, they make the Hollywood Vampires. But look, do you see Johnny Depp anywhere in that title? No. You definitely want Johnny Depp should be first, Alice should be second, and Perry should be third. Okay.
And I think she means Corey Feldman.
You mean Corey Feldman, Glenn? All right. How about she and him? And I'll give you a hint. The famous person is the she, and she's right there in front of you. So if you know who she and him is, but look at this ridiculous title. She and him, dash, 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 dash. Classics, new sealed CD. Yes. Zooey Deschanel, you would know her as the star of the TV show New Girl. How about 30 Seconds to Mars? Oh my God, is he dreamy? But look, they wrote 30 Seconds to Mars, 30 Seconds to Mars. Talk about a waste of a title.
Is that him on the cover?
Boom. You guys are on fire. Surely you know your stuff. Jared Leto, also known as one of the Jokers. Okay, I hate this asshole. Here's why. He's dreamy. He's an amazing actor, and he's an amazing lead singer. Like, what can this guy not do? See, you just found out my man crush, Jared Leto. Okay, Shirley. I'm going to ask Shirley only. How about the lead singer of Fozzy? And look at this crappy title. Fozzy, dash, self, dash, titled, parentheses, 2000, dash, CD, dash, asterisk, asterisk, mint condition, asterisk, asterisk. Yes, Joseph got it. Chris Jericho, the WWF and then WWE wrestler, is the lead singer. If you like metal and you've never heard Fozzy, they are amazing. They started as kind of a joke. They were like a cover band for an event of just Ozzy Osbourne songs. They call themselves Fozzy. And it went so well, they became a full-fledged band. They've been a band for over 20 years with 10 different releases. So Fozzy is awesome. We saw a moment for Iron Maiden last summer. Okay, this is my all-time favorite, The Pretty Reckless. Again, crappy title. There's a famous person in the band. They didn't even mention who the famous person was. And Shirley, who's in The Pretty Reckless? Kermit? No.
I'm still guessing because of Fozzy.
Oh, Fozzy. All right. No one knows who's in The Pretty Reckless. All right. This will blow your absolute mind.
Oh, Shirley does say.
Yeah, she says she knows, but she ain't writing it. Brain fart. No, it is not brain fart. All right. This is the lead singer. Pretty hot chick. Taylor Monson is her name. But you will know her as Cindy Lou Who in The Grinch with Jim Carrey and in the TV show Gossip Girl. So this little cutie turned into this sex machine right here. But she's still an actress. But look at this title. She should absolutely be in the title. So always do the research of your CDs. If there's something special that sticks out, put it.
I'm guessing that's her on the cover.
Yeah, that's her on the cover. Yeah. So Cindy Lou Who turned into this. I mean, this is the greatest before and after ever, I think. It's a great band. So a really kick-ass band. Okay, here's something that we have never, ever, ever talked about. Do I have any here? Yes, I do. I got one right here. The hype sticker. Y'all know what a hype sticker is? I'm going to guess most of you don't know what a hype sticker is. Okay, here is the House Party 3 soundtrack. Sold for $20 because it's still sealed. Here is the hype sticker. The hype sticker tells you what the record label wants you to know. Hey, y'all, this House Party 3 soundtrack has 6 new cuts by Kid and Play. That's the hype sticker. Now, whether it's a hype sticker on a CD or a cassette or a record, if it's still there, you want to highlight it in your title. John said there was a part 3. Yeah, the part 3 featured the band Immature. Yeah, it wasn't real good. But that's the thing that the collectors want. Here's another example. Lynch Mob is the guitarist from Dokken on his own, and they wanted you to know that Lynch Mob album features these songs: Wicked Sensation, River of Love, No Bed of Roses. And as you can see, it sold for $15. And I would say if it didn't have the hype sticker, it'd probably sell for 12 or 13. With the hype, it sells for 15. Here's Melanie C. Oh, one of my Spice Girls. That is Sporty Spice for those of you not in the know. And this is an import release. And here's a hype sticker in Korean. Whoop. That's even awesome. Yes, keep the sticker. Now, if the case is trash, that's a good question. I'll answer right here because it's very pertinent to this conversation. I would probably place a brand new case with it and say, just in case you want to switch out the case, here's a fresh case, but here's the original case with a hype sticker. Now, just because it has a hype sticker, don't mean it's worth a ton. Here's Green Day's American Idiot with a hype sticker, only sold for $5, but they said the new album featuring American Idiot, Holiday, Boulevard Broken Dreams, and Wake Me Up Before September Ends, also enhanced with other content and parental advisory explicit content. That's the hype sticker. Now here, we talked about long boxes and flipping CDs, number one. Here's the EPMD. They're a rap group. Eric and Parrish Make Dough is what it stands for. Here's the long box with no CD in it, but still has the hype sticker. The empty box sold for $20, plus the fact that the hype sticker is there is pretty bitchin'. It says Eric and Parrish making dollars by selling slamming songs. So the cooler the hype sticker, selling slamming songs, the more that the collectors will want it. Now, this looks like a hype sticker. The person who sold this wrote hype sticker, but it is not a hype sticker. This is what's called an FYC, for your consideration. People in the Academy for Oscars and in whatever they call it for Grammys will get music sent to them in the mail, will get movies sent to them in the mail, and this is for your consideration. So please listen to the soundtrack. Please watch this movie, and when it comes time to vote for the Grammys or time to vote for the Oscars, please vote for us. That is not a hype sticker. That is an FYC sticker. Totally different thing. Totally different thing. Okay, and just as an example, here is a Slash box set. It is 3 CDs, still sealed, and the hype sticker says, includes the #1 hit single, You're a Lie, plus 2 bonus tracks, Carolina and Crazy Life, 8-song acoustic CD, 72-minute video live from New York City DVD, and a collectible guitar pick tin. Okay, so that if I was to open this and listen to it and sell it, I would actually do a thin slice, peel this back easily, pull this out. I would leave the cellophane with it, because even though it's not attached anymore, if I went to sell it, it still had the hype sticker. Some people go so far as to cut out the hype sticker and stick them inside the cover. All right, I get this question asked a million times. Can I sell CDs with promo markings? And the answer is absolutely yes. But Jay, it says you can't sell it. No, here's who can't sell it. When you get a CD at a record store or a radio station, they'll have a promo marking that I'm about to show you. And it says you can't sell this. And here's what they mean by that, especially at the record stores. When you order 100 of the newest Justin Bieber CD at the record store and only 2 sell, you can return all 98 that didn't sell right back to the record company and get full credit for them. So what they don't want you doing is returning the freebie they gave you. And so that's why they say don't sell. But we are not the person it was given to originally. We're the next level, at least the next level, if not many levels after that. So sometimes you'll see the gold stamp on the cover. Boom, for promotional use only, sale or other transfers prohibited. Not for us. You can sell it. Oops, I forgot I had a little graphic. And then, oops, I got to move my, oh no. Sometimes you'll see a drilled hole. So they'll take the CD and just drill a hole right in the back, right through it after it's been cellophane. That's a promo mark. You can still sell that. Sometimes they have this sticker on the cover that says the CD is part of the record company. Don't sell it, blah, blah, blah. Here's the good thing. You switch the cover, no more sticker. Or hair dryer, you can pull that bad boy off. If the cover's in good shape, no more sticker. That's the easiest one to deal with. And then kind of the majority of the ones you'll see too is the hole punch in the barcode. Oh, my head's in the way. Hole punch in the barcode. Nothing you can do about it other than mention hole punch in barcode. I made a graphic and everything for the... Okay, and then there's a saw cut. I don't think I have any handy. So, sometimes they'll line up 50 of them up and they run through a bandsaw where they put a cut in the spine. Zzz, just like that. Now that one, you still got to mention it because the artwork is cut a little bit, but if you put a fresh case on, no one will even notice, okay? But all those promos can be sold without fear. Oops, I went back. Now I got to do. All right. Now I want to leave you with this little sentiment here. Let me move my head out of the way. I saw this a couple times last week in the thrifting board and in the Secret Beach. Don't worry if you mess up. I still mess up from time to time. I have some mistakes here that I'm going to show you in a second. So so many people like to learn new stuff, but they don't go out and apply it. And they do apply it. Maybe they come home with a dud and they're like, crap, I thought I learned this properly and I got this dud. Screw it. I ain't going to do it no more. I'm a professional. I am the professional. I've been doing it for 20 years and I still make mistakes from time to time. I still bring home things that for whatever reason look good in the record store. When I got home, I went, what the hell? It was only worth $3 more than I paid. Whoops. And then these other mistakes I'm going to show you in a second. But before we do that, I want to talk about the Secret Beach. Secret Beach is my offshoot from the thrifting board. And if you want to take your online selling business to the next level, you definitely want to join the Secret Beach. Now, we have a lot of Secret Beach members in the chat right now. The thrifting board is my free group. Tons of free help there. That's all. As far as you want to go, that's great. But the Secret Beach is taking everything to the next level. So in the Secret Beach, you get monthly private training with me. Did you like what you learned tonight? Well, you get one of those every single month. Now, they're not all 2 hours. This was special for you guys. But every one is a good hour plus. So I do a webinar every single month. And here's just a sampling. We're at 40 months now. So there are 40 webinars in there ready for you to watch. And here's just a good sampling of the webinars. And they go from specific products to how to do things. I'll make myself a little smaller. So for instance, I talked about modern tiki mugs. Y'all know I love tiki mugs, but I also talked about control alt thrift, how to thrift using apps, how to use the best keywords. So those are how to do things. And then is the t-shirt dead? So one thing I did that's in the Secret Beach that those of you who are into flipping music would love is I made a printable CD bolo list. Like these are the 100 easiest to find out of print CDs. And I was just going to give it to the Secret Beach as a list to print. And I thought, well, there's a reason these are all worth money. So I did a whole like hour and a half webinar kind of teaching. So I think if you get a list that's easy and fine, but if you also understand what's behind it, it's even better. I did one about tour t-shirts. There's a lot of fakes out there. You do not want to sell fakes. I teach you how to spot the difference between a fake and a real shirt. This is a very fake print shirt, and there are very real print shirts too. Do you know about rockabilly? Rockabilly is kind of a lifestyle, and within that lifestyle, the men and women who love rockabilly look for certain products. You might not be knowing you're selling rockabilly products until you're taught about them. And then just recently, February 17th, I did Keeping Up with Pop Culture. If you know what's happening in pop culture, you can sell things for better prices. You can sell more things. You just need to know what's happening. And then every month, besides my webinar, we have a subject expert. And here are some of the subject experts. Nadine did a kick-ass 3-parter on women's shoes. We have 2 Joy Jean webinars. We've got, and then again, it's not just products. Intro to selling on Amazon, selling on Instagram. And here's a couple of recent ones we did. Michael Shane Freed did one all on baseball bats. Every thrift store has baseball bats, but you got to know what to look for on the right thing. My lovely Wani teaches you how to get your non-thrifting partner involved and how to invest in yourself for retirement. A lot of us are doing this work for ourselves, so we don't have that job putting money away in our 401k, so we got to know. My good friend Summer did Intro to Pyrex, and my friend Kari just 2 weeks ago, she's a professional photographer for many magazines, and she talked a lot about how to take quality photos for your online listings. Now, the cool thing is if you're signing up for the Secret Beach today or tomorrow, everything we've done up to this point is all there. So 40 of my webinars, 40 of the guest expert webinars, it's all there for you to watch as many times as you want. I also have some how-to videos, quick ones, how to ship, how to do this, how to do that. Bonus shows of Thrifty Business and selling past your expiration date. And it's a private group. So it's just for you guys in the Secret Beach. As you can see, there it is. It's a secret group. You also get 25 tools every thrifter needs when you're out in the store. And recently we've added some new things, and I'm due for another one. We've done some interactive learning with prizes. So the first one we did was a scavenger hunt. So I made people go back and look at some of the webinars I did, and then go find the products, and whoever found the best stuff within a week won a prize. And then Joy helped me out with a 10-pound challenge. Take 10 pounds of items out of your profit piles and get them listed, and let's see who sells the most in a week. All right, so that is only $39 a month for all of that. All of that. So you want to go over to the secretbeach.club. Don't go to .com. Go to .club. In the club. But today, for you guys who tuned in for the Flippin' CDs number 2, $34 a month. And here are some of the things that people have said. So $5 off a month. The webinars offered are worth the price, hands down. The support and camaraderie found the Secret Beach has motivated me to up my game. Paid for my first year of Secret Beach from one estate sale on things I would have walked right by if I had not taken the webinars. I love the foundation of unconditional belief in each member's ability to succeed. And then here, Candace said, numbers don't lie. I started in the Secret Beach at the end of May, and my W-2 went from $1,700 a month to $5,000 a month with what she learned in the Secret Beach.
There was an error on the link. It's been fixed. So a couple of people mentioned it.
Oh.
If they go back in now, it should be fine.
Okay. What was the error?
It just was. It was.
Oh, I think I didn't have the. I'm sorry, the very. So the secretbeach.club. The secretbeach.club. Yep. Sorry about that. But
she's talking about me and the actual link. So I think we changed the link just now on the offer pop-up.
So, all right. I love a good curveball. Yeah, see, Tom said I clicked on the sign up and it says secretbeach.com for sale, not .com, .club.
Yeah, but now it's fixed.
Okay.
So if you click on the link in the offer that's up there, it now.
All right, so if you click on the link in the offer that's in the chat, then you'll get to it.
It's fixed.
And if you can't find it, and you just message me later, I'll get you there. But if you sign up for the whole year, you basically get 2 months for free, $300 instead of $360. And so $300, and you've got 80 web classes to catch up on. If that ain't worth the price of admission right there. And we do one every month. So this month I'm walking through, what I'm finding out is there's a lot of shipping issues. So this month mine is I'm walking through everybody handheld through shipping 12 different items of various sizes and shapes. And then we have a great guest expert on how to negotiate in person at like flea markets and stuff. But wait, there's more. There's one thing more. So we just added this year, new for 2020. Every Friday night, we all get together and I review one of the beachcombers to people in the Secret Beach stores. And so we all get a little cocktail. We all hang out on Friday night, and I go through their store with a fine-tooth comb, and everyone's watching because I'm showing where you could be better at taking pictures, where you can be better at listings, where you can be better at your descriptions. And the great thing is we've done 6 so far. They've all been different, the things I've had to talk about, and everyone has learned so much from those 6 that this is here to stay. So this is new for 2020. And I think it's turned out to be a great addition to the Secret Beach. So there it is. So John, is this the website or am I wrong?
It should work now.
Okay. So there it is. The secretbeach.club is the website if you'd like to get signed up. You will not be disappointed. Those of you in the Secret Beach, if you haven't already. Oh, there we go. Paul said Secret Beach is fantastic. Everyone should join. We have a great time in there. Oh, plus, I didn't even mention, we do a lot of fun stuff. We've taken 2 cruises. We've had 4 big parties here in Vegas. We do tiki bar hangouts around the country. So there's a lot of social aspect to it. A lot of learning, but a lot of fun because I fully believe if you're not enjoying life, you're not living it the right way. So if you can make money and enjoy it, that's the best way to live life.
Susan asked how long is the offer good?
John, how long is the offer good for?
What day is today?
Today is Tuesday.
Friday.
All right, I'm gonna surpass you and say Sunday.
Okay, well there you go.
There you go.
Becky said I was the first store reviews. It was so fun.
Oh, yeah. Becky said I was the first store review. It was so fun. Now, here's the thing. The first 6 people we did the store reviews for, they were all very nervous. I don't want you to tear my store apart. And I definitely don't do anything coming from a mean standpoint. But here's your listing. And here's how to make it look better and sell for more. And everyone has loved it. And it was one of those ideas that came to me like, I should do this every week. And yeah, it's been so awesome. And if you join the Secret Beach, here's what you're going to see this year. I'm going to flip the script, and all the people who I reviewed, they're going to get to review my store. So that should be fun. That should make for some hilarity. All right. So I said, yes. So Sharon says she sees a VIP lifetime platinum membership. John, is that up there still?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
We'll be asking about the VIP lifetime platinum membership.
Yes, the VIP is there, and I think so. Yeah. It's still on the page.
Okay. So that was something we were running for a special time, but it's still there. So you basically sign up for lifetime for a cost of about 2 years. So if you want to do that, do that. All right. So now is the time when I'll answer the questions. And I want to show you what I said by don't worry if you mess up. I still mess up from time to time. John, can you make me big and then make the screen share smaller? Can you do that? Yeah. Is that a possibility there, John?
Hold on one second. I'm
Yep.
going to the settings here. And well, that made you bigger, a little bigger. That made you smaller. What?
Yeah, I can do that too, but I was hoping to make
you know, that's funny. Okay, so that's got the star. What the heck? Why? You remember we used to have all those 3 windows before?
Yeah.
That's weird.
All right, so I can do from down here. I'll put me up in the upper corner here. Okay, so I'm the expert. You sat here tonight for 2 hours and 16 minutes and you listened to me because I am the expert. However, I still make mistakes. I bought this Rap versus Rap, the Answer album on cassette for $9 because together with this other rap cassette I bought, they're worth about $40. So excited to find it, I forgot to look at the condition of the cassette inside the case. And look what's in the case. Not even the cassette. It's a head cleaner. So I paid $9 for a used head cleaner. I did this last week, okay? Sometimes we make mistakes. I didn't even look at this because for 95 cents, I'm like, I ain't wasting my time. This is a Reader's Digest music box set for Christmas that we talked about in the Christmas CD webinar. I don't got to waste my time looking at it because even if it's in bad shape, I'll clean it up. Well, when you buy a 3D set, you actually need some CDs. Oh, wait, I see one. Hold on a minute. Oh, well, there's disc 3 and disc 3 only. So, whoops. And then same with this Christmas with the Chipmunks. This is worth some good money. Again, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Oops. It's Mickey's Christmas. And if I'm not mistaken, look, this is going to be a little tricky. Look how destroyed this CD is. Oh, yeah, there you go. Look at this. This is unfixable. Unfixable. And then my worst, because of...
That wasn't your worst?
No, that wasn't my worst. Because of the amount of money I kind of lost I thought I was going to get. In Flipping CDs number 1, we talk about gold CDs. CDs that are actually with 24 karat gold. Worth a lot of money. This is Neil Diamond's Hot August Nights. It's a 2 CD set on gold CDs. I checked the condition of number 1 and it was like 15 or 18 bucks. It's worth like over $100. And I'm like, sweet, took it home. I didn't check condition of number 2. Yeah, it's cracked all the way through. There ain't no coming back from that crack. So this $18 went from being worth $100 to being not even worth $1. So I only show you that to say I make mistakes too sometimes. Don't sweat it if you do. Don't sweat it. There's a learning curve to everything that I teach, everything that you learn. I make mistakes, but if you do this enough, the mistakes will be very small compared to the amount of successes you have. All right, so I'm ready to answer any of the questions that I didn't get at the intermission. And thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Thank you for spending your Tuesday night with me. Thank you for spending 2 hours and 20 minutes for this web class. I hope that you got your money's worth, and I'm pretty sure you did. But I'm ready to answer any questions. No. Also, when you've taken this class, you get a link to join a Flippin' CDs Facebook group, which we're probably going to change the title to because we're talking cassettes and records and all kinds of stuff. So if you've not joined that yet, come join it, and you'll see all the successes everyone has had already. Do box sets usually have barcodes? Yes, but sometimes, let me see if I have any examples here. Sometimes the barcode was on the cellophane, so once you peel the cellophane, there is no more barcode. Okay, this one doesn't have one anywhere. Yeah, it's not about. Oh, look at that. Now, I'm glad that happened, actually. Some of these, after time, if they're like fancy like this, the glue comes undone. All you got to do is fresh glue and don't even mention it, okay? This 80s box set, same way. Look at this, peeling off. If I was to sell it, and I'll probably even fix it for myself, fresh glue, long as it's solid, you don't got to mention a dang thing about it. But most box sets will have barcodes. Other than the bargain bin, how do you start going to music stores? If I've never been or almost never gone into one. All right. So, and that tells me you probably have not seen Flippin' CDs #1 because I kind of walk you through the entire record store in Flippin' CDs #1 to where to start and the specific locations to go to. So what I would do is, if you've never gone to any, is just start in the CD store and start looking, in the thrift store and start looking through those there. They're cheaper, less risk. And even if you've never sold CDs, even if you sell a few $8 ones, $9 ones, just to get your feet wet to understand this, you don't have to start with a $500 Mozart box set. Start with a $9 Clay Aiken CD. I did see it in #1 and just watch again. It just looks overwhelming. It's a lot of content, but I always over deliver for what you pay for sure. I even do that in the Secret Beach. I want to make sure. I've seen a lot of people be leaders and teachers and charge ridiculous money and not give the return. So I keep mine very affordable. I want to make sure there's a good return on your money. Is the VIP a one-time charge? Can a current subscription be upgraded? It is a one-time charge, but you cannot apply what you paid for it. So if you want to get it now, then you're done. You're in Secret Beach forever. Bought a binder of 80 CDs, no rear artwork, worth recasing them. All right, John, in that case, I would look each one up. If it's a Clay Aiken CD, it will not be worth your time. If it is the Prince, the Black Album, even without the back artwork, it'll be absolutely worth your time. So this is where you sit down at night with your laptop and watch your normal shows, your procedurals, your American Idols, and then just look each one up. If it's worth money, normally, you're going to lose a little bit with no back artwork, but don't waste your time with things that are $3 with full artwork. CDs from BMG and box sets from record clubs, are they still good? Yep. I've sold a zillion record club stuff where it's not good and where what you would have learned in flipping cassettes, if you take it, the record club cassettes are really crappy quality cassettes. Don't ever waste your time with record club cassettes, but record club CDs and record club box sets, they're fine. Just mention it. Will you buy loose CDs in the binder? Rob. Okay, Rob. So I wouldn't normally, but I'm in a Facebook group and I showed my wife this because it so blew my mind. Remember how we all had those binders in the backseat of our Dodge Daytonas in the early 90s? And you'd put in the CD and just the cover and no back cover and no case. I see those from time to time. I never even looked at them twice. Someone picked one up at a thrift store, and in another group of not mine, they showed it, and everyone went insanely gaga for it. Oh my God, that's amazing. I'm like, okay. People were so excited to get an instant CD collection that I would absolutely pick those up nowadays. I would have told you a year ago, I would have told you no, based on just the average consumer's reaction. Over 200 people said, "You're so lucky." I'm like, what? I would have never even thought to pick that up. Can you do Terapeak without a store? Nope. eBay bought Terapeak and they gave it to us who have a store. So, Robin, even if you have 50 listings, you should have a store. 100 listings for sure. But you get that quarterly coupon of shipping supplies and you get Terapeak. So worth the price of the store right there. So worth it. What's the brand of my CD cleaner? I'm drawing a blank. Someone asked that. Yeah, go look real quick. Thank you. All right. I just passed up one last week, Robin said. All right, Stacey's gonna go look at the binder or the brand of my CD cleaner. I can't think of it. All right, we'll go back and see. Got that one. John, do we accept the PayPal credit card? Yes, we do, correct?
All credit cards accepted.
Yeah. So you can't do
the lady at the back.
Yep. All right. What other questions do we have? Thank you. You're welcome.
Elm USA.
Yeah, but that's not that's the name of the brand. Elm. It's the
what?
nah. Elm USA CD
That's
repair.
not the brand.
So the brand is Elm USA, but it's called the Echo Pro 2.
Oh,
ECOPRO 2.
I thought that's what you asked.
Yeah.
Was there.
What about DTS and DVD audio formats worth picking up? Yep, absolutely. And we covered that. Yeah, we covered that really well in Flipping CDs number 1. Do you find a lot of competition in your area? There's a ton in San Diego, and they leave very slim pickings. Okay, Joseph. Every single city I go to, and I travel quite a bit, I come home, like I showed you, with bags full. So I go to Chicago, and I know we got tons of peeps in Chicago. I speak at the Ecom Chicago event every year, which and I put on a great event. There's all these online eBay and Amazon sellers, and I fill up suitcases full of good stuff pulled right out of the record stores in Chicago. You know there's resellers in Chicago. Apparently, they're skipping the record stores. So don't sweat it if you think you have a lot in your area. Take what you've learned and go apply it. I guarantee you, I can come to San Diego and pick out a lot of good stuff. Janet says, thank you for checking.
You're welcome, Janet.
Foreign language music, some, what we learned in the Flippin' CDs group that you can join now that you've taken this class is it's kind of like a contest. Who can find the weirder thing? Peruvian flute music, Ecuadorian throat humming. It's crazy what we sell, but some of the stuff I never thought I would pick up, people are like, yeah, that's sold for $40. So just because it's foreign doesn't mean it's good, doesn't mean it's bad, but just do some research. And yeah, we all sell collectively a lot of foreign stuff. Our notes include this webinar. No, we're not doing notes this webinar, but John, you want me to do something with the slides, right?
Yeah, we're going to make the slides available to everyone.
Is there a research to research different versions?
Hey, you know what? Can I just stop you? Because one thing I want you to mention is that after this class, right, that these prices you're talking about not be available. We were just recording this, doing it on the live, $20, and the extra thing that you got for what, $79? Those prices will disappear when you said Sunday. Sunday.
Yeah, yep. For those of you tuned in to the live, I appreciate that, and not to say if you had a friend buy it later at what the normal price is going to be, it's still going to be worth it. As you saw, 2.5 hour. Find a 2.5 hour web class anywhere else that isn't like hundreds of dollars. It just won't happen. But is there a resource to research different versions of media? Yeah, all the ones I talked about, the All Music and the Discogs, really helps you break down everything. Is it okay to peel off the importer's UPC to reveal the actual UPC? Absolutely. So if it's just stuck on the outside of the cellophane, get rid of that stupid barcode. I learned that real quick. There was a company, I don't know if they're still in business, called Phantom. They would bring in a lot of rare imports, like weird little things they would make. And I realized real quick that barcode is Phantom's barcode and not the record company's barcode. As a record rule of thumb, should we buy Japanese imports or German ones? Yes, but as a rule of thumb, how much you paying? If you see a Japanese import or a German import in the thrift store, for sure. Because what's your thrift store charge? $1, $2? Yeah, absolutely. But you can do all the research on the fly, even for the import ones, for most of them. Do I use a scanner of the record stores? Absolutely. So here's how the quick history of Jason scanning. So when I realized I should be looking up stuff mainly on Amazon, that was before smartphones. So I would call my poor wife at her office, and I would gather CDs and I put them into 2 stacks. So I'd walk into a back corner like, okay, I got this stack and this stack. This is the stack I know about, so I'm just going to set these to the left. This is the stack I have no clue, but they look good. So I'd call her and I'd read her the barcodes. And back then I taught her how to read what the information that Amazon's given us. So she didn't have to read anything back to me. She would just say yes or no. So we could go really quick. And there was one day, there were so many, she's like, I have a career here. And so the day that the smartphone was invented, she was like, hallelujah. So I could do it all on my own. But, and if I had to pee at the break, I was going to have her sit in. She hates record stores, just hates them.
Hates a strong.
I love them. She hates them. But we do have a lot of fun. We do these Friday night date nights where we go together, and she's gotten so good at scanning and researching. We go together, we go out to have a nice dinner, and we go to the record store, whereas in the past, it'd be 20 minutes and she would glaze over. Now she's scanning, she's hitting all the corners. So it's so much more fun to do with somebody. And that's one of the web classes, the expert classes in the Secret Beaches. She kind of teaches you how to get your non-thrifting partner, spouse, husband, wife involved. Tom says the 79 is for new content. The 79 is for all that stuff I showed you. It is for the original Flippin' CDs #1, Flippin' Cassettes, Flippin' Prints, Flippin' Christmas music, Flippin' anime music, and the notebook from #1. So that's what you get for the 79. I see sometimes different year release dates on the cassettes and what my. Yes, many things have been released over and over and over again. So collectors or fans have bought it on record, and then they bought it on cassette, and then they bought on the original CDs, which weren't the best sound quality, and then they remastered them. So they bought them on the next CD, and then they bought them on the box set, and now everything is cyclical and retro. So now the cassettes are back. So they're buying the cassette again. So yeah, so you gotta make sure you know what version you have. I struggle with scanning and no internet. Yeah. Well, if you can't get internet where you are, there's not much I can tell you other than really absorb what you've learned in this and the other classes and the things that you learn from the Secret Beach and the things you learn from the 13 board. Take some notes. Look, every phone, Android and Apple, has a note section, and I write notes all the time. So I taught a class on Buffalo Exchange. So there's, it's not going to focus. Top one's my Buffalo Exchange notes. #2 is my CD's #2 notes. And then I have all the notes from the store reviews I've done. So use your notes. Because your phone's always with you. Some people still like to write down on a pad of paper and take it with you. Then you forget the pad of paper. No one forgets their phone, even if you don't have internet connection. Keep your notes, internet. Here's your notes of CDs. Here's your notes of box sets. Here's your notes of cassettes. A few people on eBay offer mail-in resurfacing service for CDs. Anyone tried one of these services? I haven't because, again, if you live in a populated area, my buddy Dennis lives in a corner of North Dakota. He's not in a populated area. Majority of us are. And so every one of us has either a CD store or a game store in their area, and they all have resurfacing machines, and most of them will resurface for you for $2. So I've never tried because I had the local ones. Now I have my own. Oh, all right. We were at the 2.5 hour mark. That's crazy. Any questions I missed that you really want to answer tonight? Because I don't want to miss any. Oh, there's a great question. Will I be able to watch this webinar over again? Absolutely. Tomorrow morning at some time, I don't know exactly what time, you're going to get an email with a link to the webinar. You can watch it as often and at any time you want. It's yours to watch. Will I be doing a vinyl webinar #2? Yeah, so in the Secret Beach, I've already done vinyl, flipping vinyl #1, and I will be doing #2 because besides selling a lot of CDs, I sell a lot of vinyl too. And there's a great distinction in vinyl. I don't know where the line is, but let's call it 2010 and before and 2010 and after, because everything is released on vinyl nowadays. There was that lull. So there's old vinyl and there's new vinyl, and there are pros and cons about both. So in the original Flippin' Records web class I did in the Secret Beach, it was kind of for the old stuff. I definitely got to work on the new stuff now, because that's one of the things that Stace and I do on Friday night date nights. We go to the record store and we go to the just in record bin and we go through all the new stuff that just came in on trade, and we find all the good stuff in there. For instance, and I showed this in a little video I did the other day. This was from our last date night. Now, I don't know Hometown 85 Hawaii, but I liked the graphic and I looked it up, and it was $15 at the store, and it's selling for $69 on eBay. That is a little bit older of a group, but this group is modern. I never heard of them. Soften the Glare, and the album is called Making Faces. So again, you don't got to know any of the music. I don't know these guys, but guess what? I saw that it was autographed. And so it was $15, and this sells with autograph for $45. So just with a quick little research, I'm going to triple my money on this. So yeah, I'll definitely be doing a Flippin' Records #2 in the Secret Beach, talking about new vinyl.
It's the secretbeach.club.
Yes, it is the secretbeach.club, CLUB. Is there a genre that better to spend time looking for the box sets? So there are some genres in regular CDs to spend time on, and we discussed that. And one of the main ones is soundtracks. But in box sets, no. As you saw tonight, Miles Davis, Mozart, Kiss, Hank Williams. So there really is no specific genre in box sets. You got to just, when you see them, just research them all. Yeah, Record Store Day is coming soon. Yep, April 18th or something. How do you ship box set? That is a great question mark. So it's going to depend on the shape of the box set. Like, here's a great example of a regular box set. Where'd it go? Oh, it's right here. Okay, so I bought this box set for $5.99. Now look how many stickers on here. That means this store kept down pricing it. So if I peel all these stickers off, if you could see through the back, it started at 20 bucks. So what they do is it doesn't sell. It goes from 20 to 15 and then $6. You know what this sells for on Amazon? $100, and on eBay, 40 bucks. So yay. This one, you could just stick in a little box. Priority Mail has these boxes specifically for small CD box sets and DVD box sets. This one is an odder shape. Now, you don't need packing material around a box set because it is solid. So what you do is I would take a priority box, cut it down so it's flat, and then just kind of custom make it and wrap it around this box set. So it's exactly this box set size. You don't need a big box with peanuts and bubble wrap. These are all very solid. So all you got to do is find an exact box. And oftentimes I just custom make them because I'm good at it and I'm pretty quick at it. The pre-owned label. Can you explain that? Why that's important? The pre-owned label.
You're talking about like at Zia where it just says pre-owned. It doesn't have the name of the artist.
Oh, because it wasn't in their database. So they have this huge database at Zia Records. And because it wasn't in their database, to me that says I should probably look at this a little bit closer because it means it's either a rare version or a rare CD. Because their database is huge, has millions and millions and millions of releases. So if they don't find in their database yet they deemed it worthy at least to take it in on trade, it gives me that thought of I'm gonna give this a second look. And I would say about at least half the time, those are the ones that you want to grab because they didn't find it. So they base all their prices off their computer. If they can't find it, they just guess at a price. So when they guess at $7.99 and it's a $50 CD, woohoo! Does that make sense? Cool. If anime doesn't show up on Amazon, then is it worthless? I find something that did not display anything. That is when you go to Japan Amazon, and I guarantee it'll show up. I guarantee without fail. Because some of the anime is so obscure to us in America, we've never seen it. It's never in any of our databases. No one's ever sold it. But it'll be in Japan, Amazon, and Japan eBay for sure. Does the Flippin' CDs Facebook group only come with the $79 or with any of the class that you took? It comes with that. How do I decide Amazon versus eBay and eBay buy now versus auction? I did hear you comment whether you sell for the most, wherever you sell for the most. Also, Amazon shows that I can sell some CDs, but not all. Do you know why or which ones are okay? Okay, so Amazon gated CDs a while back, meaning that if you weren't selling in them, you can. Some of you that were selling them can only sell certain things, and then some of us got grandfathered in. So don't be mad at me because I got grandfathered in. I just lucked out.
Well, there's something you can't sell.
Yeah, I can't sell Sesame Street CDs. That's it. But everything I sell on Amazon can sell on eBay, sometimes for the same price, sometimes for less, and sometimes for more. I list on Amazon because I can, and it's quicker than listing on any place else. So I can knock out so many in a quick amount of time. However, when I was looking at December, it was like 40% eBay, 60% Amazon, and only more because it's quicker for me to list on Amazon. If I only listed on eBay, it obviously would be a lot more. But I look, where's it selling for more? If I can sell it on Amazon, I'll absolutely sell it on Amazon and wait for it. And I do all merchant fulfilled. I don't FBA any of it because I do bounce it from Amazon to eBay and now to Mercari. So I like to have it here so I can just move it from this shelf to this shelf to this shelf. Have you ever shipped high-priced books and records worth it? Sometimes, who is that? Lauren? Sometimes. Some are just, they don't have anything good, and I get bummed. And then others, they have some good stuff that they've never even paid attention to. Like, why is this $4? It's worth $200. So I always check them when I'm in the area of half-price books. Can you sell anime bootlegs? You cannot sell any bootlegs. Okay. If you want to, you'll see some sold. That is, go for it at your own peril. You cannot sell a pound of cocaine and call it powdered sugar. Same way you cannot sell a bootleg CD and call it a regular CD. Now, will you see a lot of bootlegs sold on eBay? Absolutely. Have I? Maybe. Wink. Should you? I'll never tell you to sell something illegal, but can you? Yeah. There's the most vaguest answer I've ever given in my life. Yes, even if you're gated on Amazon, you can still use the app. And I taught how to use the app in Flipping CDs #1. How do I feel about Mercari for CDs? Haven't started moving a ton yet. I've been doing other stuff on Mercari. It's been doing really well. And I love Mercari. It's like eBay Junior. So going forward, every day we're listing more and more stuff on Mercari that has been on eBay or Amazon a little too long, a little bit of a discounted price in Mercari, and I've been flipping stuff. So I love Mercari.
You just sold the Mary J. Blige cassette for $14.
I did?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Mary J. Blige cassette for $14. Will you go grab that for me, please? I love as stuff's happening that I'm teaching too. What's the deal with the CD? What's the deal with some CDs on Amazon are priced between $800 and $1,000? Money laundering? Could be, but there are CDs worth $1,000. I showed quite a few of them in Flipping CDs #1. I unfortunately have never found a $1,000 CD, but I have sold 4 CDs over 500. I have sold about 10 CDs over 400. I've sold a few dozen CDs over 300, and between 100 to 299, can't even count how many I've sold. Like in the last 2 weeks, I've sold 3 over $100. Here, Mary J. Blige, $13. $3. It won't focus. I bought it for $3, sold for $15. Great question. And all your time selling CDs, have you actually found CD money inside a CD? No, but when I was selling CDs at Fingerprints, I hired a girl to keep working at night. So I would go home. I'd work like a 9 to 5. I'd go home, and my boss is like, "Hey, we should probably keep listing all night." I said, "Sure." So I hired a girl and trained her. She calls me one night. I'm at home, and she goes, "I found $80 behind the tray." So pop the tray out. She found $80 back here. Sometimes people hide their drugs back there too. I unfortunately have never found drugs nor money, but others have. Do you, for your consideration, CDs get a higher price? No, but what does is for your consideration DVDs, because nowadays most stuff is streaming. So think about a TV show on Netflix. They're not available to purchase on DVD, but for the older members of the Academy, they send them DVDs. And so if you want, what's that one you loved? Making a Murderer. Yeah. So that year on Netflix, they had all these TV shows. So they would send out a box set for your consideration. Within that box set, there are a few shows that would sell for $10, $12, but everyone loved for Making a Murderer. And so that by itself sold for $25 because you never could buy it anywhere on DVD. So the CDs, I would mention it. And sometimes they're promos, so they might have alternative artwork. But if it was just a regular release with a for your consideration sticker stamped on it, it won't make any difference in the price, but mention it. But it ain't a hype sticker. All right, John, I think we did it. That's a new record, too. 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh, gosh. Wow.
Stacy peed twice. I haven't peed yet. And I'm such a nerd for this. I could go another hour, but I know this one wants to go out. The one on the other side of this wants to go to bed. You East Coasters want to go to bed. So, yeah. But that's what the Secret Beach is for. That's what the Flippin' CDs group is for. And the questions that I missed, I will absolutely be happy to answer them in those groups. So that's the whole point of taking your business to the next level. You started by taking this class. Now either join me with the rest of the classes or join me in the Secret Beach and take your business to the next level. Oh, Carolyn, that was so awesome. A bargain at $20. Thank you. You're very welcome. This got posted in my friend's Facebook group. Some of you are in it. Some of you might have seen the post. And a person actually got mad because I was teaching others to go into her field of flipping CDs. And I'm like, if your business can't handle some competition, you're not doing it well enough. because I can walk into a thrift store and find CDs. I can find records. I can find cassettes. I can then go find some bras. I can find some water skis. I can find some dresses. I can find some sports equipment. I can find jeans. So you got to be a well-rounded seller. And that's where really the Secret Beach comes in handy, because I teach you all of my expertise, which are varied and many. And then all our experts come in and teach you theirs too. So when you walk into a thrift store, you should hit what you know first, and then everything else you've learned. Can we get in the Flippin' CD group after being here? John, doesn't the link come right in their sign-up email? Or am I wrong on that?
The Flippin' CDs group will be in the... Okay, wait a minute. I don't think the group comes in the email. But anyway, I'll make sure I send it with the follow-up for your links to the replay. So it'll be in that email.
But look, everyone can find me on Facebook. It's super easy. Here, write this down. I know someone was going to take the course last night that said, I don't want to be on Facebook. So if you need any help, here is my email address. It is TikiPug, T-I-K. We type this in, please. Yeah. T-I-K-I-P as in Paul, U-G, Tiki, the thing I collect, Tiki, the pug, like the dog I have sleeping by my feet, at gmail.com. So if you happen to be one of those people that isn't on Facebook, that's cool. If you need any help with like, hey, Jay, I want to get the rest of the stuff, I forgot how to do it, hit me up. If you're on Facebook, the best way to get to me is not email me, message me. I check all those. If you're like, hey, what's the link for the Secret Beach? I'll give it to you. What's the link for the other Flippin' CD web classes? I'll get that to you too. So I'm happy to do that. I'll probably take tonight off and hang out with my honey, because she's been watching me. She's been watching me work from dawn till midnight every day to finish this up. So I think tonight we're going to go celebrate with a drink. Would you want me to read what question you said?
Oh, Jill was asking about fees on eBay typically, so you know.
So media CDs are media items on eBay are a little bit bigger. I think it's 15% before your PayPal fees or your other credit card fees. So they do charge a premium. Most websites charge a premium on media. So you just got to know. I would say a rough guess between Amazon, eBay, and stuff, 20% total would be in fees. Mercari will only be 10%. Excuse me. So keep that in mind. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you. Great content for a bargain. Thank you, Jason. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for sharing your expertise. I appreciate it. Oh, you're very welcome. As you can see, I love this. I had to cut stuff out of this web class. It was still 2 hours and 45 minutes. So there will be a number 3 for sure, because I'm like, your eyes are bigger than your stomach kind of thing. I'm like, I'm going to teach all this. And then when I started to work on it, I'm like, oh my God, that'd be 9 hours. So I love this. I love to see everybody else be successful. And if I can take what's in here and give you you'll never be in here because you don't want to be. But if I can at least give you enough working knowledge to go hit the store and find the stuff to make money, I'm happy to do it. So thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Thanks for spending your evening with us, and hope to see you in the Secret Beach and over in the Flippin' CDs group. Have a wonderful evening, and rock on.